What we need is a true and proper trader. A bit like you. You look shady. He looks at Val. You look shady. You look like you might betray somebody when they're least expecting it. That right?
I mean, depends on the pay.
Ah, you see, I knew you were one of them. Mercenary. Mercenary is what you look like. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to our campaign this afternoon, or evening, depending on where you live. We will be streaming today Sogravia, the Last Bastion, from our Good Party's perspective. A quick recap of last week. So, last week we met the Sisterhood, who were recruiting, and basically they are anti-Shadow Veil, and why the fuck is it so dark in here? Let's get some lights. Let's try some studio lights. They might help occasionally.
It's a Shadow Veil. They're shadowing the
yeah. So there we go. I was suddenly like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, so yep, we met the Sisterhood, who sent you on a bit of a wild goose chase to meet Julian and his wife, who were clearly a bit of a tragic case, but nothing to do with the Shadow Veil whatsoever. And it was merely a test. They were watching you. Your generosity was noticed. I believe it was Glacius who gave most of what he owned to a random NPC.
Yeah.
Which became our highlight of the week. I thought that was very MVP-esque.
You gave a ring, didn't you?
A ring and a handkerchief and some gold. Yeah.
Cold resistance.
Yeah, it was really quite a sweet little moment. We also met Torgar, who is also known as Bane, the champion of the tavern, the ex. What do you call it? Captain of the Guard.
Captain of the Guard.
That's the one. And according to my players here's campaign notes, he's an arse, which is fairly accurate. Yeah, he's a bit of an arse. He's rude, but he's a dwarf. Well, you know, they're often rude and grumpy.
He's drunk.
We also met Kiliana, who is the Sisterhood sort of the first person you've met from the Sisterhood, and she let you know that Starling is your contact in the local area, and at the very end you were given a book that you deciphered from Dwarvish that told you a list of dates and locations with a name after each entry. And what I didn't mention last episode, but I should really have mentioned, is that one of the entries is Vanhania 2182 Starling. So that might be worth mentioning. Yes, which implies that in some way, at least, various Sisterhood names are on the book. Today we are missing 2 players. Come on, do it, James. Gray and Doctor are going to be headed on down to the Vanhania front lines, where the war is taking place with Imulgariak, and they're going to be doing a little bit of quiet investigation where Amon is concerned, which the Sisterhood asked you to do. Amon, otherwise known as the Raven, full name Amondavar, also known as the Diplomat, was recently recruited from Mistralia. He came over very late after the Shadow Veil occupation, casting suspicion for the Sisterhood. He has recently been recruited as King Naris's advisor, but he's down in Vanhania for a job, and therefore you guys were asked to investigate while he's away from the king. So,
quietly, I might add, quietly. We can't go up to him and say, "Hey, are you part of the Shadow Veil?"
Yep. So Gray and Doctor will be doing some investigation where that is concerned, and we will find the results of that next week. Also, the Darkbot has decided to stop playing me music. Do you want to start again? There we go. Oh, look, some happy, jolly tavern music. Do you know why? You're in the tavern. You have just stayed the night in the Golden Horseshoe? Yes, in the Golden Horseshoe. Apologies, my notes were not open at the time. In the room provided to you by Miserable Griselda, the barmaid. However, Miserable Griselda has sent up her bar girl, Heather. And Heather is knocking on the door very, very insistently.
Whose door?
Yours.
Mine?
You're all in the same sort of.
Oh.
The rooms, you know, maybe you had 4-poster beds with some curtains, but in general, yes, the rooms are shared.
I mean, we only got the 3 rooms, so nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
I mutter and put a pillow over my head.
I guess I'll answer the door. There you go, Val got it.
Okay, hey Val, good morning. I just wanted to let you know that breakfast will be served shortly.
All right, thanks. I turned over to the others and say, breakfast ready.
As the door is open, you can smell the smells of hot coffee, recently imported overseas. You can smell eggs and bacon and sausages, and there's definitely some meat roasting. All the breakfast smells that wake you up nicely in the morning.
Right.
And God only help you if you've woken up to this music playing. So
Polka music starts slowly appearing.
you got it. So if you would like to head down for breakfast.
The character will grumble a bit,
I will.
roll out of bed.
Okay, as you get down the stairs, good old Torgar is in his regular chair. Sitting there eating about 14 eggs and a large plate of sausages.
Did he just sleep there, or?
We
Probably.
will not find out. And you've got Heather running around giving drinks, and she offers a pot of coffee to you all.
I'll gladly accept one.
So she pops the pot on the table with 4 glasses for you, or 4 mugs if you like. There's a couple of other people in the tavern. There's a very greasy-looking, large, fat gentleman in the corner who's sort of tucking in. He's holding his knife and fork like this, just stabbing in and going at some meat. There's a very gentle-looking elf in the corner, sort of picking at a couple of bits of vegetables. And Anvar is there, the cheerful human that you met in his full-suited armour and large greatsword. And he appears to be on the ale at 8 a.m.
Sure, early in the morning. Interesting.
And
6 o'clock somewhere.
yeah, Griselda shouts over to your table. She's gonna, you all in for breakfast?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Yes, I would. Yes.
Okay. Heather.
Seem unsure.
Heather begins to pile food onto the plates for the 3 of you. Let me just take a little note for you guys. That is starving.
Thank you very much, Griselda.
Thank you.
And as Heather arrives over at the table, can we find out what's going on with this stupid duck bot and why the music keeps cutting out? Let's get a skip on that. Let's have a track that stops. Oh, I see. It's because we've got the old... There we go.
That's why there's polka music.
Yeah, we got the pirate music from the previous campaign. There we go. Let's have something a bit more interesting. As Heather is bringing over the plates of food, she mentions to you, I don't know if you noticed last night, but there's a board up on the wall should you be interested. A couple of boards, actually. The first board on your left is the adventurers who have brought back the most ears of the Shadowvale informants and Shadowvale monsters. And as you look over, you see a leaderboard with Anvar's name at the top. And a couple of other people alongside him. And as you look at the second board, you notice that it says in large letters, bounties. And there are currently 3 bounties listed. There is Garguk the Goblin, and it says map available at the bar. Sleck the Thief, and Winter Wolves. Recently, the town has been terrorized by 4 or 5 Winter Wolves who have been attacking the town during the night. Most notably taking some meat away from the local farms, stealing the odd chicken.
Be interesting to look at.
Definitely take note of that.
Yeah. Sounds like they could be in need.
As you're tucking away into your breakfast, a gentle-looking mage approaches you and says, "Oh, good morning. I hope you don't mind me interfering."
Not at all. But you careful.
Well, my name's Gryffindor. I am one of the High Elves from up north, and I've come down to Van Harnia seeking any news from across the border. Have you come from across the border?
Yes.
Are you sure? You've come from where the Shadowvale live?
Not exactly from where they are, but I'm new here to...
Right, okay, yeah, but to Van Harnia, but he's seeking people who've come from the Shadowvale side.
No.
No, it's just
the wrong border.
I don't anymore.
No, I am seeking the Alhambro. The Alhambro are the elite elven scouts who we sent into the Shadow Vale 6 months ago. And they were due to return over a month ago to us up north, and as yet we've heard no news from them over the border. It's quite a tragic story, really. Those who had magical contact with us, we were able to witness their last moments, but we're hoping that not the whole group was wiped out. Perhaps, if you're ever adventuring over the border, you can keep an eye out, specifically for their leader. His name is Dublin, and he is, he's quite the mighty warrior. I can't expect that he's fallen in battle. He's survived far worse. However, he may well be lost in the lands of the Shadowlands, the land of the Shadow Vale. So, if you hear anything, would you kindly let me know?
Certainly.
Of course.
Okay.
And what was your name?
My name was Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes, I report directly to Her Majesty the Queen.
Well, tell the Queen I just said hello, and I take a sip from my coffee.
For those of you who don't know, the Queen is called Carlina, or Carlina, and it's spelled like that. She is the Elven Queen of the High Forest. Very different to King Naris's rule. The elves are an independent type. As you're breakfasting away, a young man sort of wanders into the establishment and starts yelling over at Griselda. Griselda! You haven't got that ale yet, have you? And she looks over him and she says, No, I'm still waiting for Bailiff. But, yeah, let me know if you hear anything from Bailiff. And he sort of nods and heads straight out. You don't know who he is necessarily, but you're aware that he is asking for ale from Griselda.
Interesting.
Seems pretty normal.
I'll go back to my coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab a cup of coffee and walk over to the mission.
To the bounty table?
Yeah, I'm going to study the bounties as well.
Okay, so the first bounty is Garguk the Goblin. He is a goblin leader, and the only information given is map available at the bar. The second name is simply Sleck the Thief. No information given. And the third is quite detailed. It says, Winter Wolves. For anybody who brings back the pelt of a winter wolf, 150 gold pieces will be available. We believe 4 to 5 are hunting in the local area and have been taking animals from local farms.
Seems pretty easy.
I wouldn't say that. Well, how much would my character know about winter wolves? All right, like what? I don't know.
Make a nature check.
Meta this one. A nature check? Mm-hmm. Not an arcana check?
Nope, make a nature check.
It's wolves.
No, he's on the right line. Yep, make a nature check for me.
All right, I gotta try to figure this out. So on D&D Beyond, do I just click the
there's a little set of number? Yep, that's the one. Smack
do I just click the +4?
You do.
All right, I clicked it. I got a 247 plus or
You've got
minus
a 14, my friend.
There you go.
Okay, so
for it to load on my side.
You are aware that winter wolves are no natural beasts. Corrupted by magics dark and devilish, they are often far stronger than their wolven brethren. And perhaps you realise that winter wolves doesn't necessarily mean the same thing in the area. Who's from the area? Gideon, where are you from?
I am from far. I think.
Oh, you're from up. No, never mind. I know exactly where you're from. You don't know where you're from, but I do. Yes, Val is Elven. Edward, you are definitely from Carthan. Yeah, so none of you really know the area. It's fair to say.
Have to gather information.
But perhaps there is a different meaning to these winter wolves than you might previously have known. Certainly, these wouldn't be akin to the winter wolves that Glacius would know. Very, very difficult to handle beasts, proper winter wolves.
Yeah, and I assume it's still October because it was October.
It is indeed.
All right.
How far away is the town?
You are in it.
Oh, it's this town that's getting terrorized?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's why they posted a bounty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the. I'm
Uh,
gonna go up to the barkeep and ask for the map for Garguk.
Good morning. What can I do for you, sir?
Good morning. On the bounty board over there, you mentioned a map.
You're looking for a map of Garguk? Yep,
right.
Garguk's cave is known to us. Garguk runs a small goblin tribe just outside of the area. There is a cave located just here, and she shows you a map, and it is effectively, a sort of 800-meter walk from the out from the edge of town. It really is very close. His band are notorious for troubling travelers on the way in and out, but as yet nobody has taken the time to exterminate them. They are also known to do a few shady deals. Maybe they're a little protected by some of the more nefarious types in the area. Which is perhaps why they haven't been wiped out yet. Tell you what, though, when it comes to bounties, if you can find out about the wolves, that'd be far more helpful. Causing me all sorts of hell. Posted that bounty myself, I did.
Well, do you have any more information about the wolves?
Mighty beasts of winter. They have been stealing pigs. Even a castle between them. They come every night. You hear the howling on the wind, and it gets colder as they get closer. Small for the sort of wolves you might expect, but then we are a little further south here. But dangerous types. More importantly, they seem to be distracting my good friend. I'm still waiting for Hagen to bring some wood back from the local forest, but the winter wolves have been taking up all his time. He's been trying to track them for days.
Well, so it seems like they're just eluding capture.
Yeah, I think tracking them down at night is dangerous. That seems to be their time of day, and it seems to be when they hunt as a pack. Track them down in the day, Hagen assures me, is the real way to do it. Hagen is our local forester. You might chat to him if you're interested. He's got a hut just outside of town, and she points just outside the map, and it is really, outside of town. To the right is Hagen's hut. And if you're there, ask him if he's given the wood to Bailoff yet. I'm still waiting for a brew, for a friend of Torgar's here. You may have seen him pop in a couple of minutes ago. And I can't sell the brew until Bailoff gives it to me, but Bailoff says he hasn't got enough wood for any more casks, and he's waiting for it from Hagen, so don't quite know what's going on there, but yeah, if you do pop in to see Hagen, it'd be great if you could ask. Small reward in it.
Nobody wants their business being slowed down, and it seemed like there was one other bounty on there. What do you know of Sleth the Thief?
Well, as much as anybody else, really. Sleck leaves love notes in women's jewelry boxes, signed Sleck, and steals their jewelry. And that really is all we know of Sleck.
Well.
The last lady to lose something, I think, was... what was... I think Hilda was the last one to lose. She calls over to Anvar. Anvar! Who was the last person to experience Sleck's nighttime thievery? And Anvar calls back across the bar. Oh, that was Linda. Linda and Cassius. Linda and Cassius are at the edge of town. Should you be interested? Yeah, you might speak to Linda. Think she caught a glimpse of him. But we've been searching for Sleck for about 3.5 years. Bounty's been up there. It's worth 2,000 gold. But tracking him down's a nightmare. No one even knows.
Between him and the Winter Wolves, you guys seem to have your hands full.
Oh, again, just a small problem of a Shadowvale army on our doorstep, and the Furian Guard creating havoc in town, and the Sisterhood attacking any old poor traveller that's around, with their propaganda, and, well, I mean, and Torvar over there creating his normal havoc, and, well, there's nothing really good going on. Leo, the large, greasy fella over in the corner, turns around and goes, "And don't forget about the mages, damn mages." And Anvar says, "Well, we don't all see that as a problem, do we now?" Griselda turns around to the greasy-looking fellow and says, "Leo, enough of that. These travellers don't want to hear about your problems with the Magus Arcane. They do good things for us. They keep us safe on the borders. They haven't all got time to build houses."
Thank you for the information.
No problem.
I'll see what I can get done.
If there's
How much was the goblin hunting pay?
250 gold. And 150 per hide for the wolves. Should you be in the market for work, a few other people around town you might want to speak to. I know that Tanaka, the quartermaster for the barracks, is looking for a couple of things. If you want to pop down to him. And
DM, can you say that name one more time?
Sorry, which one? Tanaka?
Blacksmith.
The quartermaster. He's not the blacksmith. He's the quartermaster for the barracks for the soldiers. He's certainly seeking a couple of things, and I hear Layla, the provisioner, is looking out for a couple of people to do some work for her. So you might want to stop by those places.
For there, we could check on Julian.
And you said Leela?
Layla.
Layla. Okay.
Yeah.
Layla, the provisionist.
Yeah, it's like the Eric Clapton song.
Okay, I'm just writing those names down.
That's
Gotcha.
really fine.
All right, and then I'm gonna head back over to the table where everybody's having breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't moved from my seat.
Yeah, I assume all information is shared here.
Yeah.
You're all in audible range. No, I think given that you're sat fairly shortly away from the bar, you probably would have heard the whole conversation.
Well, folks, what do you team? What do you think we should go out for?
Well, if we go after the wolves, we'll be doing the town a great favor, as it seems they're much more of a bother than this goblin fellow. Or the thief, I should say. If we go after the goblins, we may also be able to do it, but they don't seem to be an immediate threat. It's up. I'd say my vote's. I'll say my vote's indifferent, to be honest. And take a sip from the coffee.
Select is the highest paying.
By a long way, yeah. By a long way.
Way.
Ha-ha! Torgar yells over and he goes, in the market for money, are you?
So if we do all the wolves, there's 4 to 5 in the area at 150 apiece. Mm-hmm. That brings the grand total up to 750.
That would be nice.
Well, if there's 5 in the area, 750, and then select is 3,000. So, select is still worth a lot more than.
As you're discussing this, your favourite dwarf sort of idles over. It's the first time you've ever seen him without his head slumped on the bar.
Hi, Torgar.
He nicks the rest of his ale and he goes. Look at the state of you all. Right, well, here you're in the market for some work. How do you want some real paying work? Well, you see, there's some bandits out of town. Thraxton haven't sent down their most recent shipment. And I want to go after them, but I need some men by my side, and pitiful warriors as you might be, it's the best option I seem to have. And then he sort of pokes at you, and Edward, and goes, do you do anything useful?
Yeah, I learned some useful bits of info here and there, but
you one of those magic-y types when it comes to the battle?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As long as you don't throw any fireballs at the back of my head.
Where?
Yeah, there's a bandit camp outside of town. I'm more than happy to come along with you, but take one on your own if you like. We've been looking for Whisper Down for years, and reports are he's not far. As you head down the Whisper Down, Baylor Whisper Down. He's been running a bandit camp for years, relatively local to us, and well, as the Thraxton quarterly shipment hasn't come in, and old Yalna's complaining, she's the blacksmith, by the way, that she hasn't had any more metal down. That means the mine shipment hasn't made it, and that can only mean bandits.
So let me get this straight. You've known about these.
I've fought them many times. Never captured a single one of them.
You've never captured a single one, as in...
They're magic-y types.
You physically could not?
They're magic-y types. We can kill a couple every time. We can down a couple. If we get them unconscious, we can take them away. But as soon as they come around, poof, got in a flash of light. There's nothing we can do about them. Hate those magic-y types. That's why I approached you guys. You look like pansies, so I figured you might have some magic to you. Especially you, when he pokes you again, Edwin, and he goes, looks like you couldn't pick up a sword if you tried.
You know, I just bought you a drink the other day. Also, why are on screen all of a sudden?
You did buy me a... Yeah. That's a follow notification. Thank you very much for the follow, Ola. But yeah, they're not part of the map.
I just looked over and I was like, did I miss something?
No, they're not part of the map. You'll get used to them. Yeah, you bought me a drink, and it means I was nice to you for an hour, and that's about as far as that one goes. You want to buy me another? I'll be nice to you for another hour. But in the meantime, I heard you wanted money, and do you know what the price is for capturing old Baylor Whisperdown?
I'm assuming you're gonna
35,000 gold pieces, full schmucker, straight from Tanaka, which is filtered down from King Naris himself. 35,000 gold schmuckers. Hey, see, there's 5 of us, that's 7,000 gold pieces each. Well, if we divided it evenly, provided you did even part of the work. But Naris sent his own court mage down, not that long ago. And he captured a couple, but Baylor himself, well, who did the bastards? Absolutely impossible. You'd need to, trade some favors, I would say, to really get some information on them. And unfortunately, I'm too well known a face. But,
the job would be for Balon, then.
The job is to capture Baylor, really. He's the main one.
Capture, dead or alive?
I don't think anyone gives a shit.
Dead
If they produce any kind of body of him, I get the feeling they'll just pay us and give us maybe even a handshake as a thank you.
And certainly getting King Naris' good books. The Dawn Guard's been after them for years. Now, you see, if you want information on Baylor, here's the thing. And I've been trying to tell people this for so long, but nobody listens to old Torgo because what does somebody who captained the Guard for 106 damn years know? But even so...
I'd be drunk half the time, to be honest.
You'd be drunk if you'd done what I'd done, son. You'd be drunk if you'd done what I'd done. But enough of me. Now, I won't tell that tale today. What you want to do is get down to Ulvi's. If you can get yourself down to Ulvi's and pass yourself off as some of the more nefarious types, then that's how you'd get your information on Baylor. What we need is a true and proper trader. A bit like you. You look shady. He looks at Val. You look shady. You look like you might betray somebody when they're least expecting it. That right?
I mean, depends on the pay.
Ah, you see, I knew you were one of them. Mercenary. Mercenary is what you look like. Actually, and then he points at Glacius. He goes, you don't look particularly unmercenary like yourself. You're a mercenary?
Yes, I am, in fact.
Yeah, I thought you might be. You see, you should grow some wings like this fellow. No, wait, you still don't have wings, do you? Why don't you have any wings? Can we just clarify this for a second? Because I'm really confused by this. Why don't you have wings?
ASMR construct their wings with their ability.
They don't have wings always out. They can activate them and bring them out.
Okay.
Like wings
Right, okay, but he'd know you have wings because you're still, you're still the Asimar, and he knows of that. So, you should grow yourself a pair of wings like this guy if he gets his wings out. He'd never pass as a mercenary.
I want to finish off my cup of coffee, stand up, and radiant light shines from behind me as 2 spectral wings appear.
Don't pull that trick down at Ulvi's. You'll never get in as a sneak then. You put him away again, you look like a bit of a miserable tosser, so that's probably what you want to keep up. Go in looking like a bunch of miserable tossers down on your luck, and they'll just think you're any other bandit from town. See what you can find out about Baylor.
Might be able to fix that. I just put the wings back.
Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm far. If you don't want to, if you don't fancy Baylor, tell you what, Griselda's been complaining, but I'd like to complain on her behalf as well. My pal Belgar, he's looking for a few barrels of top-level ale from Griselda, and as everybody knows, Griselda is selling the best ale in town because Balof's brewery is quite the thing, but apparently fucking Hagen still ain't brought him any wood. So, if you want to get down to that as well, it's not the greatest of gold, but I tell you what, you get a barrel of ale on the house.
Awesome, and I was wondering, did you have any information about an Amon?
Oh, the diplomat himself? What kind of information do you want? I've worked with the man over the last year. He comes to me occasionally. He knows how to talk to the common people, does Eamon. Always a smile on his face, always a drink at the right time. Always wants to know little quirky details, who's the most reliable captain? Who's always late for their shift? Little things like that, and whilst I might be 10 years removed from down at the front, don't think I don't know my captains. So he always asks me, and, I keep in touch down there. I always know the right people to talk to at the right time, and anyone's always interested. But, he's one of the greatest diplomats the Sogravia's ever seen. He's kept peace between all the tribes of the tundra up north. And that's really saying something. He's a good man, is Amon. Good man.
You drop in very often?
I'd say we see him once every other season. He likes to keep track all over the country. Man's always traveling. I tell you what, though. You never hear him coming. In and out the room like nothing.
That's why he's the best.
Quite possibly. I think he's the best because he buys me an ale. Speaking of which, Griselda! Another drink!
When was the last time he saw you, Torgar?
God, how many drunken nights has it been since I last saw the Raven himself?
Like, is he scheduled to come this season, or are we talking the next one?
I heard he's already down, isn't he? He was down 3 or 4 days ago. He passed through town. He's down at the front at the moment. Didn't stop by to speak to me this time, though. But, hey, what does anybody want with old Torgar anymore? Need to get me some heads to crack.
Fair enough.
Helder passes him a drink and he downs it almost in one go and then chucks his cup at her. Fill it up again, lass!
Well, Torgar, I appreciate the info yet again. Next round's on me. I'm going to confer with the...
cheers, you pansy. I'll be nice to you for another hour.
Save that hour for when I come back, huh?
You got it.
And we'll decide if we're gonna take you up on that job now or later.
Yeah, you do your thinking. I don't want to hear about your thinking. I'm going back to me ale. And he wanders on over.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
The people
right,
pleasers
folks.
we are.
What are you thinking?
Just bear in mind, you've still got an elf at your table, who turns to you and goes, do you know the tale of that man?
He was the
Does
captain of the
anybody know
guard.
the elf's name?
Dwarfsbane, they call him. Might notice he's a dwarf. Captain of the guard, 106 years. Dismissed without warning.
Not exactly a spring chicken, is he?
He lost an entire unit at the war by mistake. 120 dwarves to his name. Not one of them made it back but Torgar. They say the devil must be on his side to have made it back. He's never been the same since. One of the greatest warriors you'll ever see. But lost himself in the barrel of ale these days. And a great, great captain. He was a captain for 106 years, and 10 years ago, almost to the day, he was dismissed, no warning, by Naris himself. Nobody really knows the mistake he made, but to come back as one of 121. Saddest story. You can see the death in his eyes. Anyway, I must be off. Please, if you do see the Alhambra, if you ever travel abroad, let me know.
This guy's still here.
Ask for Glufindor and Gryffindor, sorry, and somebody will direct you.
Of course.
And what was your name, friend?
Gryffindor. Still the same elf. Yeah.
No, sorry, my mic kind of goes in and out.
Yeah. So does mine. And he nods to you and he heads off to the heads off back to the bar. He flicks some gold at Griselda and he walks out. Really, sir, I'm going to take 2 seconds to reset this music because it is constantly skipping. Yeah, have a chat.
Should we, yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to turn to the party and kind of mention...
Who did we just lose?
The duck bot.
The duck bot, don't worry.
Bot.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm fixing it.
Sorry about that.
You carry on.
I turn to the party and say, so we could either help Griselda and help them stop losing food, or we can help Torgar and get in the good graces with some higher-ups, as well as a good amount of gold.
Well, we have about 10, 11 options. Oh, well, we have about 10 options for things we can do. So we have quite a few options. Sorry to be meta for a second, but if you guys do, I have a list of all the jobs that we were given under the notes. I don't know if anybody else is looking at it at the same time. So
I'm
Not all 10,
open.
that's why I was like, there are 10 of them. So we have lots of options. I feel like the higher paying the job, the more difficult the job's going to be.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but
yeah.
that's kind of the vibe I get. 35,000 gold pieces fighting with Torgar sounds like it'd be good. I wouldn't say that we should start with that, just because I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen you in combat yet. So no offense, but I'd like to see how we all vibe
Get a good
and
warm
play
up
off of each other before
That's
we
fair
go
enough.
right to fighting a set of magical bandits.
What do you say we go and take on that goblin fellow in the cave nearby as a little tester, shall we say?
Yes.
Show each other what our
Only
skills are.
issue with that is that Garguk sounds like he's connected, and if we go and we kill off Garguk, and we're seen doing it, and we're seen bringing in the bounty, that might put a bad name in for us with
That is
with
true.
Orvies, which is would potentially mess up another one of our jobs. So it is something we could do. I'm not saying I'm against it. I just want everybody to know what the risks are.
I have a feeling if we wanted to start off with a job that really isn't attached to anything, I feel like the wolves would be the best option.
Yeah,
Have a
I
couple of
That is
things that
true.
might help track them down. It would help out the town, and we'd probably be able to finish off the job with Hagen as well and get him undistracted so he can get the wood to whoever needed the wood. And then
And
if we
ale to
feel like it,
Griselda?
yep,
Everyone
That's-
comes out happy.
two birds, one stone.
If we
Exactly.
can track them, then that will definitely be an option. Obviously, they're harder to track than just going out and getting it done, or this job would be done already. But
Well, if we find
I'm
some of the
trusting
livestock
that-
that have been
Yeah, we can
doing
set
it, I
up a
can see
trap.
what I can do. Oh,
yeah,
well,
we could set
I
up a
can.
trap.
I have some, minor magic with my totem powers and stuff like that, so I
Oh,
can.
what? I
I'm a
didn't
totem
realize
warrior.
there was someone so
As-
nature connected with us.
Yes, I'm a totem warrior, and as such, I have very minor magical connections. I can talk a little bit to animals for a little while, and I can also commune with animals as long as they're willing. I can see through their eyes for about an hour. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
we are privileged to have you with us, Glacius.
You know, that ability where you can see through willing animals' eyes might be helpful in finding the wolves.
Yeah, I was
I'm not
also
saying
thinking that.
place a rabbit with you in its eyes somewhere.
Yeah, I
where
was
they
more
might
thinking
eat.
I was thinking more go towards whatever animal pen was last attacked, see if there are any left. I can try to talk to them, see where they went, and then
Well,
see if
sorry.
see if they
we
can
could-
figure out which way they went.
We could always ask Hagen, since he's been tracking them for days.
Yeah,
That
that was
is
going to be
also-
my idea. And then we also Tanaka, the quartermaster, evidently needs some help with something, and Layla also needs some help. So I say we Winter Wolves make a great start. It sounds
Mhm.
like we're all leaning that way. Just know we still have lots of options hanging out
Indeed.
at the place.
Of course.
I say we
Our
deal
two
with a bunch of
companions are still at the front lines anyway, so they won't be back for a few days. So
Yeah, so
We
we
have
should be
plenty
able to
of
knock
time.
out hopefully more than one of these.
let's hope.
Hey, I can be optimistic. It's not illegal yet. And then there was
Alright.
also the leaderboard of killing Shadow Veil creatures. I'm not sure if that pays at all, but
Yes, it says up there, gold per ear dependent on size.
there you go. So we could just go murder our way through the border to make some gold as well.
I don't think that's
Let's-
wise.
I don't think that's a good idea, especially since we're supposed to be
wasn't-
investigating it.
Yeah, I wasn't
This is
saying
not a
so
good
either. It was another note on my list here that I wanted to make sure I brought up.
Of course.
So, do we want to vote on what we want to do?
I vote for the wolves first.
Wolves.
Same.
We vote wolves.
We vote wolves.
Okay. That's a majority, so it sounds like wolves. So, do we want to start with some of us go to talk with Hagen and the others go to check out the... Well, Hagen would probably know the last place that got hit, so we should
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Hagen we should talk to him, get whatever information he has, and go from there.
Agreed. Kind of stand up and say, "Oh, shall we prepare?"
Griselda calls out from the door. Am I holding your room for tonight?
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
No problem.
And we go.
Just as you're attempting to leave the tavern, Young Heather, the barmaid, comes running up to you. She taps you on the shoulder, Gideon, and she says, she says very quietly, couple of little things. First of all, here's a map. You might need this to find your way around town. Secondly, if you're headed around town, can you keep an eye out for a particular woman? Her name's Penny. She's a slight girl. She looks exactly like me. I haven't seen her in 4 days. She's my sister. We normally spend every night together. 4 days she's been missing. I don't want to tell anybody because, well, Penny gets herself into trouble. But I heard Torgar mentioned you might be going down to Irvy's, and also if you go down to Irvy's, the password's Nightshade.
I'll keep an eye out, don't you worry.
Thank you very much. Yeah, password's Nightshade if you go down to Irvy's, and if you find Penny, just tell her, come home. Doesn't matter what she's done. Doesn't matter where she is. Come home.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then she pushes the map into your hand and scurries off as fast as possible. That was only to the ears of Gideon, by the way, but we will assume, for the sake of him not repeating everything I just said, that you all now know that he's shared the information. But yes, that is...
Yeah, I'd probably wait for everyone to get outside the tavern before kind of like mentioning it to everyone in a hushed tone. So
Yeah.
you know.
Did you catch her name, or was it just...
that's Heather. Oh, Heather is the bar girl. She's the normal handing out plates and glasses girl. That's who just came to you.
Yeah.
We are now at
the other
11
calls-
potential.
They just keep stacking up.
Then you've dropped one, I believe.
Well, I'm not great with numbers, all right? We're past my fingers.
I was at 12. But, all good.
Alright.
So continuing towards Hagen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're headed towards Hagen, you're headed just out of town, which is quite convenient for you because the tavern is located at the very entrance to the town. As you head on through the gate, just to your right, you see Woodsman's hut, which was marked on your map by Griselda, and you know to be Hagen's.
All right.
Go up and knock on the door.
Glacius, do you want to take the lead on this? Is this more your area of expertise than my own?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll walk up, I'll knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, it opens immediately. To your first knock, the knock opens the door. And what you see is a complete state of disarray. You see mud, you see tracks, you see clothes on the floor. It doesn't look like anybody's been wrecking through the place. It just looks like, a total mess. But Hagen's nowhere to be seen.
Wait, so no one opened the door?
No, it was sort of already slightly open.
Oh.
Look past him and say, well, this isn't good.
Well, he did say that he would go tracking every morning, but it's possible that the wolves decided to track him down.
Well,
That's a brilliant thought. I wish I'd wrote that. The wolves that come to your house and take you away in the middle of the night. Bastard things.
yeah. So
Sometimes you track the wolves, and sometimes
the
they
wolves
track
track you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I love it.
The rules, all right? I just follow.
I'm getting it. Alright, gracias.
are there tracks leading in or out of the hut? Or
Okay, first of all, make an investigation check.
all right.
Could I help him with this?
How are you helping?
I'm like, as he's like, I'm assuming he's like, kind of looking around, poking around at things. I'm probably like looking around as well.
You can make a perception check, and between the two of you, we'll see what you find.
I got a nat 20.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So if you want to still make the perception check for me, please,
I
Edward.
got a 21.
Okay. Nice. So
Well, too.
in terms of Glacius was the investigation check. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. In terms of the investigation check, what you see are muddy boot tracks leading in. But perhaps one set is leading in at first, and then so those are the oldest tracks, and then on top of that you see two pairs of very fresh boot tracks side by side, headed in, and three headed out.
Oh.
So one set of boot tracks leading in and three leading out.
One in is old, and then two in are newer, and then three going out. As you make your investigation check, you notice that Hagen's belt knife and his what do you call it, weapons belt, I guess, lie at the end of the bed, as do a pair of boots that match the tracks that you first saw when you walked in. Who made the perception check?
Me.
Gideon. Gideon, as you look around, you notice that the beds are pulled back, as if perhaps somebody rose in the middle of the night and didn't quite get back to bed. There is a kettle that looks like it's been steaming for hours in the corner. And there's some smoke coming from the kitchen.
I'm gonna go into the kitchen really quick, just to make sure that there's no fire, so I don't burn down his house.
What you see is the embers of a fire, and above it is a piece of meat on a spit that is black. It's burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Is there like a bucket of? I'm assuming there's like a bucket of dirt, or is there at least a bucket I could get some dirt in to put out the fire?
You could do, or you could use the water ewer next to the. In the kitchen. It's a large bucket of water, basically.
I'm gonna take it and pour some on the fire so as to douse it.
Okay, you put it out and get a hell of a lot of smoke in your eyes. Other than that, so if you imagine, like, it's quite obvious to your eyes that whoever left did not do so planned.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back and inform the party. I don't think he left on his own accord.
Oh.
Do I see the 3 tracks? Do I see them?
Only to the door. Only to the door into the mud.
Only to the door?
Yeah, and then there's mud, so it would be impossible to tell hundreds of sets of footsteps over that.
Well, there are 3 sets of tracks. One of them, and I point out to the old one, that's Hagen when he came back from his tracking. Then 2 came in later in the night, and then 3 left. So, obviously, looking at everything, doesn't look like he was, like Gideon said, doesn't look like he left willingly. And there are no tracks outside whatsoever, so there's no way to know where he went. Could have been...
Could you try and do, I mean, this is meta, but could you try and track him? Like,
no, I mean, clearly outside the mud is hundreds of sets of tracks. There is no way of discerning whose tracks are whose. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought he was talking about using. Could he ask like a frog in the area or something, or?
I don't know. Can you?
I mean, as far as I can talk to any animal that has a high enough intelligence and can understand that, like, can kind of speak. Yeah, does he have a pet of some kind? Animals, chickens out back or something?
Not that you know of. There is a rooster, relatively short way outside in a farm area, sort of further down out of town, that you had heard cawing earlier, and the small farmyardy area that you'd seen. But I mean, you're right on the edge of the forest. There's a fair bit of wildlife around.
Are these footprints, these tracks, human-sized?
Yes, they are all clearly human boots. Actually, Glacius, considering your 20 investigation check, it's fair to say that one set is a standard pair of leather boots, and the other two, are clearly sort of proper armored boots.
Oh.
Very standardy iron armor boots.
So the other 2 boot pairs seem to be armored boots, like a city guard. So
interesting.
Well, maybe not a city guard, but it does seem like a bit of someone. It was more than just someone random, and more than just a bandit or some random traveler.
This is planned, most certainly.
DM, I am having
got it.
Polaris.
Yep.
Okay.
Got that one. That's the familiar, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's take a little gander.
Does he have any documents, like a desk or something, that he may
Yes,
have
the
papers?
wolves have boots.
The wolves all wearing boots.
Yes, I don't think Hagen's not the most literate type. There's very little lying around in the way of anything worth reading. Unfortunately, he's a bit of a private man.
Fair enough.
Just trying to find anything that could lead us to...
Also, if I could, the notes that I'm taking right here, I'd also like to say I am physically taking.
Yeah, of course,
IRL.
of course.
Like my character is taking.
Yeah.
If you look at my equipment, I have like 10 books of just blank books.
That's absolutely fine. You right away. You right away.
It's a lot of notes.
So
Canonically, he takes a lot of notes.
Yeah. Also.
Sorry. One at a time. Glacius?
the captain of the guard was in the tavern this morning, correct? Or...
Okay, Anvar's a different sort of captain of the guard. Anvar is an army captain down at the frontier. Wouldn't necessarily be involved in the city guard at all.
Yeah.
Okay, no, so it could be either guards, mercenaries, or typical assassin.
Assassins wouldn't want to wear heavy metal boots.
Well, it depends who they're trying to fight.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. If I was going to assassinate somebody, I'd wear metal armor.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how weak the shins of your opponent are, right?
Yeah.
You got them metal boots. They got them weak shins.
My money's on mercenaries because I don't think someone who sends like assassins to take care of a simple woodsman.
The wolves.
The wolves can't talk though.
Actually, they can, but yes,
Like, really?
winter wolves can, yes. But anyway,
Winter wolves can't
Oh
talk,
wait,
yeah.
what?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we were saying.
yeah.
Why isn't it an Arcana check? But yes, it is definitely a nature check, which implies to you that they can't talk.
Yeah.
No.
Out of character, I'm pretty sure they speak giant. But anyways, in
No,
character,
they speak winter wolf, I believe. They
Yeah,
have their own
but anyway, onwards. Val.
Hagen,
Sorry.
is there anyone?
Yes, there is a small farmyard, sort of 30 foot down the road, towards the forest.
Okay, I'm heading there.
Okay. Is anybody going with her? Are you all following? Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow. Not
Okay,
sure.
as you approach the farmyard, you see a large woman in the farmyard, sort of outside. She's currently milking a goat, and her husband is standing at the doorway, and they're clearly having a conversation.
Can I try and listen in on it?
Make a stealth
While
check.
walking up to them.
Make a stealth check if you want to get close enough to listen in.
Same. I'll do the same.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk up to them.
Well, that's a 10.
Okay.
Animal.
No, you can't. That's my only answer I've got for you with a 10 and a 12. No, it's open ground. You'd have to be very, very stealthy to get over there without them seeing.
I
Howdy.
also rolled a stealth check.
Yep. What did you roll?
20.
Oh, 20. Yes, provided you're leaving everybody else behind, you could get in range to listen in.
I fixed everyone.
Okay, cool. As you get closer, you hear them gossiping away, and from what you can glean from the conversation, it seems that Hagen was arrested this morning.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
They haven't mentioned why or any information about that, and the conversation then turns to what they're eating for lunch.
Well, good to know now. We should.
Only Val is aware of this.
I head back and tell them.
Oh, right, okay, you're just gonna straight up do that. Right, okay, cool. So none of you are going up to talk to them, right? Okay.
No, I was still gonna go up there.
Okay. Yeah, Edward, if you wanna pop over and say hello, they're still in the garden chatting.
Hi, folks.
Well, hello there. How are you? Haven't seen you around town.
Yeah, I'm new around here. I popped over to check in on Hagen. We were
Hagen was arrested this morning. Isn't that exciting?
arrested.
Yeah.
What was he arrested for?
No idea. 5 o'clock this morning. I was out here milking Milda, and yeah, there they were. 2 city guard dragging him away. Didn't even let the poor man put his boots on properly.
Wasn't that the wildest thing? Could you tell me where the local jail is?
Back in town. Just head up to the city barracks.
Well, thank you kindly.
Oh, I didn't catch your name, sir.
Edward.
And who's the fine-looking gentleman behind you?
That's also me. My manservant, Mr. Dawnstar.
I kind of like knock him on the shoulder and say, I kind of give him
Yes,
a punch on the shoulder and say, the name's Gideon. Pleasure to meet you.
Aren't you the one the rumors are about?
Indeed.
Yeah. Thought you'd be prettier.
Damn.
Most of the people would assume that.
Never mind, eh? Did you fly?
You can't look exactly like me. There's only...
As she says that, I say, yeah, we'll see.
Fair enough. All right, well, if you're going to save the people, suggest you go around wearing something a bit more impressive.
Damn.
Right.
Like, I looked at like my scarred like metal armor. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're probably right.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, a bit more of the inspiring presence thing. But anyway. Nice to meet you, Edward.
Pleasure was mine. And then off I go towards the barracks.
As you walk away, the goat throws a dagger at you.
Yeah, why is it always me?
It hits... I don't know who it hits yet.
Oh, I thought it was just me again.
It hits Glacius. 2 piercing damage.
Oh, and then we...
Goat high-tech jet. I apologize.
We took a long rest between sessions. I'm going to return to 23 of 23
Yeah, but Glacius, you took 2 piercing damage from a goat-thrown dagger. Mysterious goats, these. No one quite understands how they are.
You know,
Just a llama.
I apologize to you, Heather, but I genuinely had no better NPC to throw this dagger with.
Alright, so I'm dressed as a goat. I understand.
no, the farmer is just like, oh, don't mind me. These goats around here, they throw daggers occasionally.
Yeah, it's good old Milder, the dagger-throwing goat.
Bad accent.
You're gonna have to avoid Milder in the future. But yeah.
Alright.
It's...
So heading back towards the barracks. Plus, we have Tanaka at the barracks to talk to about quest as well. So.
Okay, as you enter the town and you follow the map that you've been given by Heather. First of all, on your right, you see the blacksmiths, where there is a grizzled gentleman outside smithing away. And on your left, you see a large sign called no, that's the wrong shop. Sorry, I'm in the wrong place. Called the Silver Ladle, which would be the provisioners. Just past that, you see Yalna's Biddo Everything, with a very large O. And to the left, you see a rather artistic signpost with various clothes on it, which says Baron's Fine Clothier. And just past that, on your left, would be the barracks.
And we passed the... Yeah, alright.
Yeah, blacksmith, provisioner, general store, outfitters is what you passed.
For some reason, every time I heard the blacksmith, I thought of the quartermaster, so I was like, oh, we gotta go talk to the blacksmith, but it's...
You can talk to Gavin if you want.
I got it written in my head. But we'll talk to Tanaka.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Going into the barracks.
That wouldn't be possible unless you can talk your way in. But there is a gentleman standing guard at the door of the barracks.
Howdy.
Well, good morning, sir. What can I do for you? You arrived in town yesterday, is that correct?
That is correct.
Staying at the Golden Horseshoe. Somebody said one of you is a fairy. Is that right? Something like that? I don't know.
Celestial.
Oh, celestial fairy.
Never been described quite like that.
No, not that kind of fairy, dear. You know, the sort of flying thing. But anyway, old angel, I don't know, yeah, that dude. Apparently he's going to save us all from our sins or something, so the Sisterhood is saying. Have you not seen the flyers around town?
I haven't, but when I feel less like sinning...
Bear with me a second. He pops just his hand around the door and he pulls out a large poster. I mean, this is sort of 8 foot tall, and he holds it down, and it is a larger than life size picture of just your face, Gideon, and it says, "The last Aasimar come to save us all."
Gideon is a pop star idol.
Sorry, Gideon, you said.
The last fairy, no. I kind of put a hand to my like my fingers to my temple a little bit. I'm like, oh god, they got my nose wrong. They always do it.
He laughs and he says, "Don't worry, we've all been the face of a sisterhood poster once in a while. Anyway, what can I do for you?"
So we were looking for a Hagen. And we heard that he got arrested.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have him help us pursuing the winter wolf problem.
I see. That would do the town a favor. Unfortunately, Hagen's in a cell right now. It just so happens I'm the person that can get you in to see him. And if it's about the wolves, that's fair enough. To be fair, he should be let go in the next half an hour or so. Bit of a misunderstanding.
Huh.
What happened?
I ask what happened?
Well, somebody's been conniving Conniving is the word, with Garguk. Garguk leads a goblin tribe just outside of town. And, a little secret, they're kind of quite useful for us to keep around as the guard. When people have a small enemy that they can, blame for all their problems, it stops them sort of dwelling on the fact that the entire Shadow Vale is on their doorstep and attempting to break into the country. So we've kept them going, but recently stolen goods have been being sold through Garguk. And Garguk's getting cleverer, and Hagen was up near the cave yesterday and seen there, and was seen going there with a sack and coming back without one, so we arrested him this morning. It turns out that he's been going out with me trying to track down some wolves. Well, you see how the problem goes. Yes, it is fair to say that a couple of our newer guards, a little less experienced, have made a bit of a fool of themselves, and Hagen's not the type you want to arrest in the middle of the night. Needless to say, they both got a couple of black eyes, but he came willingly in the end. But yeah, come on in! And he opens the door. Says Tanaka, by the way, should you wish. Can I check your name, please?
Certainly. Gideon Dawnstar.
Everyone knows your name, son. How about the rest of you?
Edward.
Glacius.
Lovely. Well, pleasure to meet you. Make your acquaintance. I'm the quartermaster here in town. Should you need any provisions if you're heading down to the front line, if you want to sign up to the army, I'm your man.
We'll keep in mind.
But
we're talking to Tanaka right now, or we're talking
you are talking to Tanaka. Tanaka is the guard.
Am I the only one who thinks of Gum Dum Tanaka every time I hear his name?
I've never heard of that, so yes. Okay. But yes, he is Tanaka. He is the quartermaster and head guard at the barracks.
Tanaka, I was hearing from Torgar that you were in need of some provisions lately. What was
How much ale did you buy Torgar for him to tell you something useful? Incredible.
I've been getting rather good luck.
Yes, well, there's a couple of jobs on the roster.
Like my
Wild sage root. If you find any, it's little pink roots just along the forest edge.
What was it called?
Wild sage root. Local alchemist is in need of some more. We need some more healing potions down at the frontier. So if you can, it's 15 gold pieces for anybody who brings 10. If you bring less, then obviously we'll make a division of. But vitally important right now for the men down on the front line. Also,
perfect. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
On the quiet, if you can shut Salim up. He's the Magus Arcane recruiter. He's down in town. We, by law, have to let him be here. But recently he's been... What's the word? Running his fucking mouth.
As the kids say.
Yeah, he...
One word.
Well, he just, every day it's something different. I understand he's looking for a fellow mage, and by all means, if he can be helped, great. But my biggest problem is the things he says down at the tavern. Endless propaganda of bringing down the Dawn Guard, and the Magus Arcane are the supreme power, and they do everything to protect you. You get the idea. Virgil might be willing to help you. Not that I advocate talking to Virgil either, but... Well, when you find one, you find the other. So wherever you find Salim, who is most likely either at the tavern or at the Magus Arcane's outpost, just next door you'll find the temple. And Virgil is standing outside the temple trying to convince people not to join the temple. Speak to either of them, and one of them will be able to help you with the other. But yes, biggest problem right now, Sage Root, if you find it. Anyway, let me show you into Hagen. Oh, here he comes right now, and as you look up, there's sort of a huge gentleman. I mean, he is sort of 7'2". He's built like a brick shithouse. He's wearing fine leather armor, and he's sort of marching down, and there's sort of a guard hanging off either arm of him. Both guards look fairly young and inexperienced, and both of them have matching black eyes. And Hagen sort of looks at you and gives you a smile, and he says, "Well, gentlemen, I hear you're looking for me. I'm just in the process of letting myself out. Should we chat outside?" And then he nods to Tanaka and he says, "Always a pleasure, sir, and let me know if you get any news from shit, I've forgotten their name. Sorry, just give me a second. I need the name of the person. Let me know if you get any news from Gavin." And Tanaka nods, and Hagen sort of shrugs off his guards and ducks under the door and heads out.
I'll tell her than expected. I'll head out with him.
Okay.
I'm assuming here that the inspiration for this guy is Hagrid.
No, not at all. Not at all. Perhaps you should investigate Hagen a little further.
Anyways.
Does he have his boots? Or?
Yeah, he's wearing his boots. They're on properly.
Okay.
Getting a Kickstarter or an OnlyFans set up.
Oh no.
Guys, we make so much money.
It slowly turns into us.
So as you head outside the barracks, Hagen turns back to you and he says, "Well, gents, I hear you were looking for me. What can I do for you?"
Yeah, we heard you were hunting
wolf.
the winter wolves. That's right.
Yeah, I've been hunting them for 2 weeks. It's put me off all my other work, to be honest. It's my hut they come to first, you see, and they trouble old Helena and her farm, and, well, can't catch the bastards. And that's hard for me to admit. I've been tracking in these woods for 15 years, and I just can't seem to narrow them down.
Do you know where they hit last?
Well, last night, as I said, they were down at Helena's farm, but I tracked them back to Gargot's cave. I think there might be something going on between the two of them. Now, you see, the thing is that Carvier is a wise wolf. He's not the one causing trouble, but he's the winter wolf involved. You may have been a bit confused by the sort of many winter wolves than 150 gold pieces per hide. You see, the thing is we only have one winter wolf here, Carvier, and Carvier and I have known each other for 15 years. Mutual respect, it's fair to say. He keeps himself to himself, he doesn't trouble the town. Causes all hell for travellers on the road, but nothing in the town. And he's got some white wolves that he looks after, as I would say. They're part of the pack. They run with him. And they're the ones that have been hitting the town recently, and that's not Carvier's style, so I tracked him back to Garguk, and then, I left a note for Garguk and said that I'd come by the following day and talk to him, and then, of course, the gods have ruined that plan. You don't want to go down to Garguk. You talk to Garguk. Make sure you go in the daytime. You go at the night, he's got a hell of a lot more friends, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Fair enough. We'll keep that in mind.
If you're going to... it's about 9 a.m., 9:30. He says, if you're going to talk to Garguk, though, you able to get into Irvy's?
Where?
Irvy's. This is the shadowy bar. He said, he nods over to Gideon. He says, I might suggest that yourself doesn't go, but unless you can disguise yourself pretty well, but the rest of you, if you can get into Irvy's, ask about contacting Garguk. They might be able to give you some advice. Play yourself off as a less than friendly fella, if you know what I mean. A lot of us well-known folks around town, you know how it is, town doesn't really change all that often. Don't get me wrong, the common people come and go, but your standards, old Gavin, the blacksmith, has been there for 22 years. They keep it going, but it means that some of us can't get into the darker, shadier places in town, but should you be able to get into Irvy's, I tell you what, it's a gold mine of information.
And what was the main winter wolf's name again? I'm sorry.
Carvier. I shall pop that in the Discord for you so you can spell it. He's a well-known... No, it's not that they aren't his. Sorry, I'm responding to the chat group that the group used to talk between themselves. If for those of you on Twitch wondering how I'm responding magically to what they're thinking, the pups. It's not the pups aren't his. They are his tribe, but they may not be answering to him by the fact that they've decided to hit the town.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna ask Hagen, if we kill one of these winter wolves, would Carvier have any issues with us?
You want to kill Carvier's pups? You'll fight Carvier.
Oh.
Simple as. But
I'd rather not.
when I say there's respect, group such as yourself should be fine. Provided you got a bit of the magical arts about you. You'll be all right. And to be honest, although Although Kavir and I have had a mutual relationship, but I never really had a reason to hunt him down. Can't say that seeing the back of him would be a sorry sight. Causes hell for local travellers. Those who travel without a guard, of course, but yeah, it's he runs in a pack of 5, as far as I can tell, 4 wolves and himself. Tell you what, if you can bring back Kavir's hide, the tavern will pay you 150 gold, but I'll drop you 500 myself. Speaking of which, if you're going to get yourself...
Did you say it was?
How much it was? He said he'll drop you 500 as well. He also takes 150 gold per hide, right? As was the bounty board. He chucks you a small pouch of 100 gold pieces. 100 rubles, as you would say, because I still can't remember that gold doesn't exist in this world. My apologies. He chucks you a bag, and he says, with this, if you get into Irvy's, put in a word for and see if you can get information on Baylor, and if you pass the information back to me, Baylor Whisperdown, nefarious type, if you get the information and pass it back to me, consider that your down payment.
Alright.
Can you say the guy we're supposed to ask around about his name one more time?
Baylor
Whisperdown. If you have a look at the campaign notes, the information is all there. Okay. I've already put it in for you guys, because I know that I dropped about 15 names at once.
Yeah, I'm bad with names on the best of times. There's a lot of names.
Yeah. No, I've... Sorry?
He gave us 100.
He did, so that will be 25 rubles each.
Oh, cool.
And on that note, before you proceed, we are going to take a short break. We'll return in approximately 5 minutes. We resume. You are outside of the barracks. You have taken a short rest on your way through town. You find yourself between 4 shops. The outfitters, the blacksmiths, the provisioners, and the general store. And all these is marked on your map. It's a little further down through the town, maybe near the back end of town, a little bit near where you found Julian. And there is a note above Ulvi's that says, check the back door.
Do we want to go to Irvy's first? I thought we were going after the wolves.
I was just letting you know.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure I didn't miss something.
Well, Hagen did suggest that you spoke to Irvy about Gurgok before chasing down the wolves.
Because the wolves are tied to Gurgok in some way.
Yeah.
Well,
and then there's the problem of my face being plastered everywhere, so I need to try and find some kind of disguise. And James just suggested the shops, so I might take a look at those.
Okay.
Session. Go.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like there's a really simple solution to this we could do, where we just we know where Gurgok is. We know the general area of Carvier, don't we?
No.
What's the worst that can happen if we just walk up to the guy?
Yeah, I mean he's only the local criminal.
And trapped.
I mean he's just a goblin, right? And he said as long as we go during the day, he doesn't have a bunch of friends there. He only has those at night.
He doesn't. He has more friends at night. That's all.
Well, way to be a show off, all right?
He is a goblin clan leader, yes.
Yeah, we'll fight his clan.
Yeah, there's more of them at night, but there are definitely some of them at day.
I want to get more information before we go tackling that, so might I suggest just, if it's this much difficult, I'll just stay out of it, and you guys go into Irvy's, right?
While they're going there, do you want to pop into some stores, Gideon?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay, you've got the outfitters, the general store, the provisioner, and the blacksmith. Where would you like to head first?
I'll go to the provisioners first, because that's the most likely place they'd have a disguise kit.
The provisioners give you food. That's what provisioners... they sell food. If you want to disguise yourself in a Lady Gaga meat dress, be my guest. But it's the last place you'll find the food. Find a disguise. You might try the outfitters who sell clothing.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely try the outfitters then. Sorry, I thought provisions meant just general store.
No, that's the general store. The provisioners sell food. Okay. So, yep, if you want to head into Yalma's general store, and the rest of you head down to Irvy's.
I think I might stick out like a sore thumb at Irvy's, walking in nobility and mage's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you're gonna join Gideon for his shopping trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Val and Glacius, as you head down to Irvy's, the streets get progressively more poor-looking and shabby.
Do you guys want me to send you with Polaris so you can, like, summon us?
I feel like we would. I feel like we would stick out like a sore thumb, in your own words, if we walked in with a magical familiar on our shoulders when neither of us look like we have any magic.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, you could say it was your boss's familiar, right? No?
I think we're
That
fine.
doesn't really work from what I've known in my line of work, it doesn't really. You don't really want to say that.
Yeah.
Bosses. All right.
Yeah.
You don't want to
ask who the boss is, and you have to make up a name, and they say that's not real.
Exactly.
No, you can just say my name. I
Mm.
can be your boss.
Everyone knows each other. So
Yeah, let's let them head down on their own. The two of you, as you enter into the provisioners, are greeted by a very chirpy-looking gentleman in a very fine suit. And he says, "Welcome, welcome to Baron's finest clothier. I can see why you need clothes. Hey, you're the Asimar dude. Aren't you meant to be Mr. Fancy Pants?
Right? And he's dressed like my manservant.
I've got just the thing for you. Bear with me a second." He pops out around the back before you've even had a chance to open your mouth. And he comes back out and he's holding a huge white gown with sort of large white jacket. It is golden buttons. Says, "Now, I know it's a little ostentatious, but the Sisterhood had me make this for you. So, this one's on the house," and he folds it up and places it in a bag for you. Says, "But what else can I do? But what else can I do for you?"
Let's see here. Would you happen to have anything that could count as something so I could possibly walk around town and not have everyone just say...
And not look
"Hey,
like the last Asimar?
Exactly.
I've got just the thing for you." And he pulls out a very plain-looking green cloak. And he hands it to you. And he says, "It's going to cost you 150 rubles, but it'll be worth it. Pop it on and see what your friend thinks."
I kind of give him a look and I kind of put it on.
As you wear it, you feel a warmth sort of diffuse within you. At this point, picture whatever you would like to look like.
I'll just picture that I look like, I'll probably just, for the sake of RP, I'll probably just picture that I look like the head priest back at the temple.
And so you do.
Big, thick beard.
And so you do.
Dwarf. Yeah.
Does it change just his clothing or everything else too?
This is a complete disguise. This is alter self.
How common are these?
Not.
Yo!
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check.
This would set you back 2,000 rubles if you were anywhere else, but I've been given my instructions quite strictly. Give you something to look pretty and charge you the making cost for this.
Hell yeah, 50 gold.
150 rubles, yeah. You might need to scrounge together between the two of you, but the Sisterhood of trying to give you this to let you not be quite so conspicuous.
Well, it would be very nice, but would you mind if I talk this over with my friend before I make any decisions?
Why, of course, and do bear in mind that, I might be able to help you out by buying some of your wares should you have anything worth selling.
I'm assuming, and I kind of like tug at the hem of like the kind of standard, kind of a little bit dirty priestal robes. It's nothing fancy.
You can try and sell them to him.
I want to kind of tug it and say, "How much you give for this?"
I can spare 5 rubles. It's good material underneath. I could work with this.
Well, I'll come back to negotiate the stuff I can sell or prices. Let me just talk to my friend really quick, and I kind of like pull Edward aside and say, "Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have enough rubles for this, but..."
You need a loan.
Yeah, I'm not...
Well, what interest rate are you thinking? What would be competitive for this area?
I'm not asking...
How much do you need? Let's start there.
I only need 100 rubles for that cloak.
Only
just
100 rubles?
Yes.
Is that a lot for a commoner?
No, not at all.
Okay, he needs $10. Is what
Yeah. The shirt off his back was 5 rubles, right? The dirty shirt off his back was worth 5 rubles.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, sure, all right. I'm sure you'll pay me back. And in the meantime,
Of course.
I'll just refer to you as my manservant. Is that?
Yeah, that'll work with me. I'll just picture myself as looking as with the cloak. I'll make myself look as like a filthy halfling or something, and just always follow you around.
Yeah, just bear in mind in the altar, it follows the rules of altar self. I will give you the homebrew item at the end of the session, because I need to go and locate it. But basically, 3 times per day you can cast altar self on yourself with the roll.
Did that
You can also for some odd reason, no. And it's sort of maybe you hadn't quite attuned to it yet, so it was using its previous attunement. And you can dismiss the altar self at will without using a second charge.
Got it. Thank you. I'll take the money with great thanks. And go
I'll
up.
subtract the money with the opposite of thanks.
Begrudgingness.
Begrudgingly.
And we shall leave you guys shopping for a second and pop in on Glacius and Val. You have just come to what appears to be a very rickety house. There is a rather sort of ostentatious looking front door that's run down, and just around the back is a sort of small metal door with a bit of a hatch to it. It's sort of there are steps down to it, sort of 4 or 5 steps down. It appears to be the entrance to a basement.
I just wanted to ask, just to check, because I was looking over notes and I didn't see it. At the end of the last session, the Sisterhood paid us a pretty big sum of rubles, didn't they?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I believe you received 150 each.
Yeah, okay,
cool.
I thought so.
All right.
I just wanted to make
Wait,
sure.
I think Gideon might have missed out on that windfall somehow.
Sorry, so no loaning. Sorry about that.
Alright, I just want to double check, just wanted to make sure. But,
You just lost me, the cheapest manservant.
Well, anyway, I've added the gold to him to take away. So I've given the rubles to you, Gideon. So if you want to dish them out, however you like. But yeah.
I'll just pay him back real quick.
Okay. So as you,
I'm just assuming that.
Hey, if you want to sort it out by messages, yeah.
Just looks in his pocket, finds the rest of the money. Oh, there it was.
Yeah. So Glacius and Val.
I had it in my pocket on I usually keep my money in my left pocket, but I for some reason put it in my right pocket, check there, and find 150 rubles.
Glacius and Val, as you approach this small metal door, there is a halfling sat outside juggling 6 daggers in the air.
Chat's about to shoot us again.
How fast is juggling?
Okay, I walk up to the halfling.
Hail.
There was a dagger.
Password?
Nightshade.
Welcome in. What's your name?
Val.
And this one?
I'm Glacius.
Glacius. Heard that name somewhere. Don't know where. Anyway, head on in. Get yourself a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
That was such a bad idea.
As the hatch opens and you enter the room, you see a dusty-looking bar with various strange-looking concoctions, a couple of bubbling flasks on the counter. In the corner, you see a dark-looking gentleman, and in sort of standing very strong up by the door is a very large orc. 3 mischievous-looking elves sat around a table. There is a gentleman behind the bar. There is a girl sat on the edge of the bar, sort of head in hands like this, and right at the back right corner of the room is a cloaked figure who you can make out nothing of.
Glacius whispers to Val, who are we supposed to be looking for again?
A ton of people. Give me a second.
Make a perception check, please, Glacius.
Okay.
You guys are looking for information on the goblin guy. I've forgotten his name already. And the
Gurgok.
And the Gurgok.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was a gurgle something.
Yeah, that's right. I'll supply that if you want to keep shopping.
It's Gurgok. It's and then
I got a 12.
Penny.
You got a 12? Okay. You don't notice anything. But something just happened.
What?
Okay.
So we need to look information on Gurgok. Do we need
That's all.
for down here?
Baylor whisper down as well. Baylor whisper down.
Yeah. Is
Baylor
there
whisper down.
ask about him here?
So
Yeah, a lot of people.
there's a lot of people in there. Head up to somebody, have a chat.
Okay. What are we gonna do?
Val, make a perception check, please.
Cool. Me too.
22.
Yeah.
Yep, you see a very, very dark shadow, sort of just slightly retreating away from your right hip where your coin pouch is.
Uh-oh.
I grab at it.
You notice little else. The bartender looks up. Who are you? Got mouths on you? Who are you?
Some people looking for info.
Names. Yours. Val and Glacius. Glacius. Somebody was asking about Glacius not that long ago. Interesting. Somebody was asking about Glacius here not that long ago. Well, anyway, I'm sure it was nothing. You got business in this area?
Looking for information.
Yeah, how'd you keep your living? Where'd you make your money?
Mercenary by trade.
Ah, I've got it. What's your mercenary company? The Dragony people? Yeah. That's a bit of a problem. I've got some bad news for you, son. You've got some mercs caught up by Baylor. He's ransoming off for 400 gold, 400 rubles each. There's 4 of them, I believe.
Oh.
Tell you what, if you're wanting to do the dirty and trade both sides, I can get you in contact with Baylor. It'll cost you, though. It'll cost you dearly.
Oh no.
Oh, don't worry. We don't expect you to pay in cash here. We expect you to pay in blood.
Slightly more doable question mark.
Yeah. You see, we've got a problem in town. Yeah. Young gentleman by the name of Thomas. Has been sneaking around recently. He, one of the younger guards, he made the foolish mistake of trying to arrest Forrester Hagen this morning. But he's, being a bit bumptious, a little uppity if you catch my meaning. I don't need him dead, that's a bit drastic even for me. But, if you can deliver him a stern warning to lay off, bring me back his little finger. All the information you want on Baylor's yours. Anything else I can do for you?
Yes, actually. Do you have any information on Galaguk?
Not gonna make contact with Galguk, are you? Quite the shady mercenary you are. You want to talk to my friend over there? See the cloaked figure in the corner? Hold on to your coin purse and go and have a chat with him.
Is it called a coin purse still? Because I thought it was.
Well,
paper.
wallet, whatever you want to call it.
Wallet.
That's a Scari over there. Try not to take too much note of his heritage, especially in his face, or you'll find yourself missing some hands. But he'll give you all the information you could need.
Place is shady as fuck.
And seeing as you're new, there's a couple of people you might want to not have a chat with. I suggest you stay away from Rust and Sparks over there. He gestures towards the shady-looking gentleman and one of the elves, and he says, "You can talk to the other 2 elves. That's Cleaver, and that's Eunuch. You can talk to them. They're good people. A little more trustworthy, but Rust and Sparks will pick a fight with anything. Any problems? Pop to the door. Speak to Feralus over there. He's the orc. And if you see Azlaki, don't get involved. Sorry, wrong name. Azlaki is the person you need to talk to. If you see Gulrock, don't get involved. You'll know him by the mane. It's safe to say he's tigerish, Or lionish, one should say. It's one of the last remaining Leonel in the country, and he's a piece of work even by my standards. But they're all welcome in there. And he slides you 2 shots on the bar. Goes, have these on the house, and welcome to Irby's.
Glacius doesn't usually partake
here, right?
in alcohol, but he downs the shot like instantly.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
Both of you. Both of you.
Poison along.
Both of you.
Oh.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Sorry.
Oh no.
15.
18.
Who got the 13?
I got 15.
15. Okay, you take 2 points of burning damage, and as you belch, fire comes out your throat. Irby laughs and he goes, "Ha ha! Not quite trained to the fire whiskey around these parts, are you? Well, nevertheless, I'm going to talk to Ascari over there." Ascari is the cloaked figure in the corner whose heritage you were previously unaware of.
Okay, there was a girl in the bar, right?
It was. She sat on the bar. Funnily enough, the bartender didn't mention her.
Yeah. Okay. I go to the cloak figure.
Okay, as you head over, he peels back his cloak, revealing a black-skinned face with deep red eyes. And he speaks to you, whispering in Infernal. Only Val understands this as far as I'm aware?
Yeah.
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 He says, "And what brings you to this part, sister?"
I need I need to talk to Galguk.
You need to talk to Gargok. Well, you want to talk to Gargok, you've come to the right place. Here. And he slips his hand into a tiny pouch on his hip and pulls out a large sack, which is quite confusing to look at, but you pay no attention. And he waves his hand over it. A small purple flame comes alight, and he hefts it onto the bag, and he says, "This is Gargok's most recent payment. Do me a favor. Leave him alive. I need him. I understand that there's a bounty on his head at the tavern. Any idea what the price is up to?"
250 Rubens.
Just put it like this. If ever you need yourself in need of the gold, I'll give you double that to do something far simpler. All you gotta do, this package here, take it to Gargok. And he puts another pouch on the table. 500 rubles right there. All yours. Just take it to Gargok.
I think we have our way in, lads. This is out of game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, sorry. This is also out of game. He put 2 pouches down.
He took a large pouch out of his small pouch and put it on the table and asked you to deliver it to Gargok. And then he gave another pouch which has 500 rubles in it, which is payment for taking it to Gargok. And then he laughs and says, "And if you're thinking of taking the money and doing a runner, I'd think again."
Don't worry.
Glacius, make a dexterity saving throw, please.
So D&D Beyond just crashed on me. I can't get it working on my computer or my phone, so
Got a pair of dice on you?
I'm trying to get it back up on my phone.
Okay,
I do not
unfortunately, I'm about to roll for you. Your dexterity is a +3. I rolled a 3.
Oh no!
You take 1 point of piercing damage as a dagger flies past your head, thunks through the edge of your ear and into the wall behind you.
God fucking.
The young elven chick who was sat on the bar comes sauntering over. And she looks you up and down. She goes, "Pretty looking gent. Irby over at the bar said you work with the work with the White Dragon Mercenary Group?"
I'm the leader, yes.
You're the leader. Well, my brother has recently captured 4 of your mercs. Tell you what, you're willing to do a job for Baylor? I'll let all 4 go. You interested?
Depends on what the job is.
Depends on what the job is, does it? Faint of heart, are we? Huh.
No.
Okay, well, You see, Baylor is hunted, as you may know. And there's a dude in town making a lot of noise, stirring up a bit of trouble for the Magus Arcane. Name's Salim. And he has an orb that he uses to keep an eye out on people. The crystal sense. You can steal it and bring it back to me. All 4 of your mercenaries gone, 1,000 rubles.
I sort of like jab Glacius and like nods.
Yeah. Glacius nods and he's like, fine.
Sounds good to me. By the way, didn't get your name. What's your name?
Mine?
No, hers.
Oh, it's Val.
Pretty. It's not the whole name, though, is it? Got a surname? Family name?
Well, let's just keep that as Val.
Not all of us like to talk about our family, but, let's just say I know a little thing about your family. Saw you when you came into town. I trained at the Magus Arcane. About 25 years ago. Ring any bells?
Oh dear.
I won't reveal any secrets to your friend here. You're welcome to keep the secrets you like. But let's just say that, your father's a bastard.
I agree.
I thought you might. Well,
How much damage did I take? I'm sorry.
1.
Alright. D&D Beyond just loaded back up for me. So.
She flicks another dagger at the wall, and it lands directly in the hilt of the previous dagger. And she turns around to you, Val, and she says, "You ever want to see your father dead? 10,000 rubles. I'll do it for you." And she winks at you and walks off to the bar.
Oh.
Glacius turns to Val. He's like, I think we should speak with the others.
I agree.
Speaking of the others, we shall leave you in Irvies and see whether you survive the trip. Glacius, I don't know if you realised, but you had 40 gold stolen out of your pocket when you weren't looking.
Feeling.
Yes, I thought you might. So, speaking of spending the funds, you've recently been to Baron's. Is it Baron's? Have you been to Baron's? I don't know.
Baron's.
Yes. And you bought yourself a wonderful cloak. And as you've come out, there are 3 other stores around. You have the blacksmiths, where you were told Gavin is Hagen's looking for something from Gavin. You have the provisioners, the Silver Ladle, where Layla was asking for something. And you have Yalna's general store, where she was looking for something.
Well, I think I'd like to go to the armorer, or the blacksmith, so you can repair my armor.
Okay. As you head on in, the most grizzled-looking gentleman you've ever seen. He's got like 3 days of beard in his face. He's got a scar down his cheek. He's got scars up his arms. He's wearing a very sort of loose-fitting vest, and muscles bulge either side. He looks up to you and he goes, "Good day. What can I do for you?"
I'm looking to repair my armor, as it's taken a bit of wear.
2 Kobeks. You got it?
Oh, what was that?
2 Kobeks. Silver.
Silver, got it. Alright, I'll hand him the 2 silver and say, and I'll throw in an extra gold, and I'll throw in a rupee, and I slide a rupee over. If you can make it extra.
But yeah, we've moved to India.
A wink.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
We've moved to India. He takes the ruble and he gives you a nod. I know, we will get a hang of this currency system. In other words, one day you guys will fix this problem and then we won't have to worry about it. But in the meantime, he has a nod at you. And he looks over to Edward and he says, "Not the armory type, are you?"
I mean, I think armor is very helpful.
But you don't wear it yourself?
Weapons. Well, you know, you know what they say.
Got something that might interest you if you're in the money, if you know what I mean.
Well, let me hear it.
I won't hear it, I'll show it you. And he brings out what looks like a singular collar of pure metal.
Oh, thank God, I thought he was reaching for his pants.
Oh my god.
He says, "You wear this, works like a suit of armor. Doesn't weigh a thing, won't cost you any casting problems. You ever find yourself in possession of 500 rubles? It's all yours. Can't find another major type to sell it to. You do have some of the wizardly finesse, right?
Yes. You are.
You needed to use. You needed to use the collar. Well, if that's all, give it a couple of hours and pop by back for your armor. I'll have it ready for you. Unless you're in a hurry. You in a hurry?
Not in a hurry right now, but I don't yet have the 500.
No. Sorry, Gideon. Are you in a hurry?
Oh, he's talking to Gideon. All right.
Yeah, he's repairing his armor.
I was.
Ah, it cost you nothing. Just wondering. If you're headed around town, pop by in, say, 40 minutes. I'll have it done.
That'd be very much appreciated if you can. Thank you.
And then, DM, did you say there was something that the blacksmith needed? Like someone had said.
Inquire.
Oh, well, I was saying, did somebody send us here to ask for the blacksmith to say
No, Hagen mentioned that he's waiting for Gavin to deliver him something. And Tanaka said, well, I understand Gavin is looking for somebody to find him something for that to happen, effectively.
Okay, I'm writing it down real quick. So Hagen told me that he was expecting a delivery from you.
Ah, yeah. He needs his axe. The only thing is, I got nothing for the handle. I need the leather from Baron, the outfitter next door.
And I presume you'll need the wood as well.
No, I got the wood. Just the leather.
All right. Is it far from here? Or?
No, it's next door. You've just come for it.
Okay, that's what I assumed. In my head, I'm just trying to figure out why he doesn't just walk next door and get it. So that's why I was.
Maybe he's walked over there a couple of times and hasn't got the answer he wanted.
Yeah, that's fair.
We could go back and put in a good word.
All right. Well, if I end up over there, I'll ask him about it.
Ah, thanks. I think there's some story behind why he hasn't brought it over already.
Yeah. It's a busy town.
That it is.
By the way, dear, I just want to mention, I have the cloak on, but I'm not having it. I don't have it. I'm not
used. Yeah. That's fine. You just have it as you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we leaving the shop?
Are we? What do you say?
We've got 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes. Okay. What do you say, Edward?
Say about what?
Where do you want to go?
Oh.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just buying time while we wait for everybody else.
So you can go back into Baron's or go to the Provisioner or the General Store.
What do you say we go back to Baron and have a word?
Yeah, sure, that sounds good.
Alright.
So you pop back in. Baron is back so soon?
Yes. We went over to Gavin's to.
He's still looking for the leather.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to send you chasing around town, but if you want to pop 2 doors down and see whether Belgar's got the hides for me, then I'll tan the hides, then he'll have the leather.
Oh. Alright. Thank you. I might be able to get that back to you soon.
Why, thank you.
Of course. Anything I can do for the people? I'm gonna give him a wink.
No problem.
So do we want to just keep going on this wild goose chase now, or... This is to Edward, by the way.
I mean, are they out of the place yet? Like, we were just kind of hanging out until they got out of Irby.
No, they're still chilling for a little bit. But it's fair to say their conversation went on a while, so you've got a little bit more time.
So where was it again?
Belgar. Belgar is 2 doors down.
Belgar. Okay, so if we want to go, we could go 2 doors down, go to Belgar, get the leather, go...
Hides.
Hides,
Yeah.
thank you. Hides,
That's right.
get it to him, and let
Yeah,
him
sure,
have
we
it.
could do that.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna head 2 doors down to find the hide.
Yep, so as you knock on the door that you've been directed to, the dwarf that you saw in Griselda's opens the door and says, "Oh, good day. You come to deliver that ale?"
I'm afraid not, sir.
Well, what can I do for you?
We're here to... We've been sent by Baron to check up on the hide.
Yeah, you see, the problem is, if I don't sell the ale that I'm waiting for from Griselda that I ordered 3 months ago, then I haven't got the money to pay for the hides from my trader, so I can't buy the hides to give them to Baron. So that's my problem. So I'm waiting for the ale down from Griselda. But apparently she's waiting on Bailoff, who needs to brew it, and, well, apparently Bailoff's got some excuse or other, so as you see, vicious circle, vicious circle. Nobody seems to be able to pull their finger out of their arse and do any work around here.
I know how you feel, but thank you for your time.
At this point, we shall resume with
Yes,
the
let's
we shall resume with the Irvy's crew. I've just put the full details of that quest into chat for you, into the campaign notes for you. I'll also put it in the chat for those of you looking at the Discord, just so you can get the full information on everything you've gathered to do with that. You might notice the problem with the quest. Anyway, so back we are in Irvy's. The elven girl has gone back and sat on the bar. She gave no name. And Ascari has handed you your 500 rubles and a bag that is sealed at the top to deliver to Gargok.
I look at Glacius and I'm like, I assume we're taking this test?
Yes. And Glacius, like, very... makes a beeline for the exit.
Are you picking up the pouches off the table?
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Okay, make a strength check for me, please.
Oh no.
Oh, that's... Nope. 6.
You take the coin pouch without a problem to get your rubles, but as you go to lift the other bag, it's incredibly heavy and you can barely lift it from the table. Ascari laughs and says, "Oh, I apologize. There should be an enchantment on that bag to lighten the weight." And then he sort of reaches over and he plays with the tie on the bag a little bit and secures it a little bit more tightly, and then he was able to lift it from the table and he passes it to you in hand, at which point when you take it is incredibly light. And
Mind me asking what's in this?
yes,
I won't ask.
good decision.
Okay, is the girl still there on the bar?
Yes.
Okay. I walk over to her.
Sister, what can I do for you? You were taking me up on that offer to have your father killed?
No, but can I ask which, are you still... No, that's so weird, but why do you leave the academy? The college?
Major Sarkane. Let's say I had some daddy issues of my own.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah. Daddy issues all around.
Let's say you and I, sister, kind of a lot in common, but I'd thought we'd fall on different sides of the coin. You see, when I ran away from home, I fell in with the criminals, the crime. My brother's been a bandit leader since the day I was born, pretty much. And our father is, a little on the good side. If you remember Haldir, he's young, very happy-go-lucky gentleman, but wasn't too happy with me keeping contact with Baylor, and therefore we never really saw eye to eye. And when I started helping my brother out, using a bit of my magic, then, well, he wasn't too happy, and he's been hiring mages to track us down ever since. Hence the problem with Salim. See, good old daddy is a diviner. You would know Haldir. Haldir is the maestro of divination. He would have taught you at some point.
I recognize her.
Probably not. She has changed the way she looks a lot since she was at college. But
She's gotten a lot of surgery.
you'd have known of her as the daughter of Haldir. She was sort of the rebel of the college. Bit of a problem girl.
Yeah.
Well, I nod and I just sort of like follow Glacius out of the bar.
Okay. As you head out of the bar, you look over to what is now only a couple of doors down to just outside Belgar's, your party members, if you'd like to regroup.
Sure.
You do notice, by the way, I forgot to mention, since he did take off his armor, I no longer have a nice 20 AC.
Yeah, but I mean, at the moment, you're not fighting anyone.
I'm still immune to all physical damage, though,
Why?
Or all damage except psychic.
You're resistant. You're not immune, and you're only resistant when you're
raging. But I'm always raging. So.
What? You're always raging?
Two rages. You get 2 rages per day. They can last up to a minute, and if you ever go a turn without taking damage or doing an attack, you lose your rage.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
have 3 rages per day because level 3. But whatever.
Yeah, 3 rages.
I split the 500 gold. Sorry, enough gold rubles.
Rubles, yeah. 125 each.
Nice.
Actually, if you just take 100 each instead, that would be slightly more helpful. And then we'll top up the other 2 when they're back.
Yep.
Okay.
Works for me.
We'll keep it in the secret side pouch for missing party members.
Yeah, I'm assuming we have that.
Yeah.
You just handed us all 100 gold.
Yeah, so there'll be 100
so-
gold for that too.
Do you want to explain to us why we just got paid?
Should we just say a short conversation takes place and you guys share all information that has been given by all information, to save us repeating everything.
Okay, but there's so you just took a mysterious package from a sketchy person and 500 gold pieces. But like, what's our plan here? Is our plan here to turn these people over to the guards? I'm being quiet. These are like hushed whispers, and I'm not talking about this in front of Irvies, but...
No, you're a fair enough distance away and in a secluded part of town.
I feel like if we do this task, quest, whatever, it'll probably be better than if we just turn them in. I don't want a bunch of bounties on my head.
Well, the bounties are set by the city guard. I mean, I guess the underworld's bounties. But I don't think it's necessarily an insult if the underworld wants me dead. We should at least see what's in the bag. Like, it could be the heads of children.
Jesus.
They're not going to let you open that bag. I've had enough experience with it.
Not even if I just...
It would probably take you'd have to either know the spell or it just takes a lot of magic to just break through whatever seal that they put on that bag.
That bag's
so you've already tried to open it?
No, because I have
bigger
fish to fry right now. But I've been in the business long enough. My men are about to be sold into slavery for the rest of their lives, so forgive me if I'm a bit preoccupied right now.
Okay, well, while you're preoccupied, I'm going to try and open the bag.
Okay, as you go to open the bag, a voice speaks from the bag. Thought I mentioned not to open the bag. It's speaking in Infernal.
It's not me. Infernal, actually.
You speak, both of you?
Yep.
Okay.
I think half the party speaks.
Yeah, half of you do, but the other half do not.
I don't know where to see languages, so...
you do not speak Infernal. Only Gideon and Valedrin would have understood that.
I still don't know where to look either.
Bottom left of your D&D page.
It's under
Abyssal. Yeah, I see it now.
I'm gonna like say no, don't do that. It's asking us not to do that.
Okay, but I'm already.
No.
Who are these voices I'm hearing? Val, you want to explain yourself?
Companions, and then I just close it.
You hadn't managed to open the bag at all.
Okay, so there is resistance. Is it tied shut? I don't know what kind of bag. Is it ziploc?
Let's just say nothing happened when you pulled the material. It is like, no, it's just tied by what appears to be a simple piece of string, but nothing moved when you tried to open it.
Yeah, I
if you want to make an Arcana check, Edward, maybe you might find a little bit more about it.
There we go. It's a 16. I've rolled 10s, I think, both.
You've probably seen pass locks before. Pass locks are basically a bag that has been mutually sealed by two people, and only they are capable of opening it.
Perfect. All right.
Sealed by blood.
We can just use Garguk's hands to open it.
No,
That would
Why do you
definitely
want to
work.
open the bag?
Find out what's in it. Somebody's a curious type.
I'm not gonna deliver some, like, I have no idea what this is. These could be WMDs, right?
I'm
Think
going
about
to
how much
mention here
oil we
now
could
in
get.
character.
Okay,
I'm gonna
either
mention-
way. Sorry.
So,
No, you're good.
Gideon first, please.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to mention, I'm going to say in character, you know, if we deliver this bag to Garguk, we might be able to get into his lair and deal with him there. This is a good way to get in.
Yeah.
I think that's why we took the
So
job.
if we keep it closed and make it look as though we haven't opened it, and I say that
Not open.
pointedly towards Edward.
Yeah, but I just said we can open it with Garguk's hands, so obviously I agree that we should go to Garguk.
Yeah.
And Garguk was always part of the plan, but in order to be clear, to get to the wolves, we have to go to Irvi's, and then from Irvi's to get to Garguk, to get to the wolf. So
They've just been to Irvi's and given you a way of speaking to Garguk, who will know about the wolves.
I
yeah.
know, I was
Oh, right,
talking, I just outlined how the quest worked.
Oh, okay,
So-
here.
I'm still trying to focus on us getting to the wolves, right? So this is all just like us sidetracking from our main objective. But while we're already at Garguk's, we might as well just like kill him off, collect any evidence there, turn that into the guard. And then once I learned that the bag required opening by the person on the other side of the package, I was like, great, so we can just use Garguk to then open the bag to know what's in the bag, and then we can use that as evidence for whatever arrests we want to do.
My only issue is that if we kill well, we won't be killed. Well, no, we have a choice to kill him, right?
But we could bring him in alive. The bounty just said it needed to be brought in.
Yeah.
If we don't kill him, then I forgot the shady dude's name already. Sorry.
Ascari?
Yeah. If we don't kill him, Ascari might not get angry.
Well then, well, this Ashkari fellow, if he's dealing with the Overy Tavern, I feel as though we should probably bring in Garguk alive, as he doesn't seem like the fellow we want to mess with. At least not. I haven't met him, but just from what I gather from what you've told us, I don't think this is someone you want to mess with. So perhaps we take in Garguk alive, imprison him, then we wouldn't technically be breaking our word. Because he'd be alive still.
Yes, I agree. We can turn him in alive. And still deliver the bag.
Yes, deliver the bag. As soon as he gets the bag, take everyone, him alive, and then Bob's uncle to get the information about the wolves, deal with the wolves, get paid, do the city a good job. What do you say?
And hopefully not get killed by his clan when they take revenge against us. Sounds great.
Right. Okay. I will mention this now. We should probably wait at least 40 minutes before we go, because I'm getting my armor repaired, and I don't want to go into a fight with no armor.
It's fair to say at least 40 minutes have passed at this point if you want to pop into the blacksmith's and pick it up.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll pop in and grab the armor.
Okay, when you pop in, Gavin greets you. Welcome back. Got your armor here. Did you hear back from Baron?
I'm afraid I did. He told us that he hasn't got the leather in because some other bloke has not gotten his hide, and that bloke hasn't gotten the hide because of some other thing. We're gonna try and deal with all of that at once.
And nobody pull their damn finger out their ass over here. All right.
But the same thing. Thank you very much. How's the armor look?
Shiny and beautiful.
Nice. Alright, strap it back on. Kind of, yeah. Alright, cool.
Okay, so we know where Groguk is, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, definitely.
Is it still?
He's 800 feet outside of town.
Yeah, I assume
Peter.
it's afternoon. Yeah, is it noon?
No, it's probably about 11 o'clock. Still AM.
Okay, we can. If we want to go fight, talk, whatever, this would be best.
Agreed.
Yeah. We'll deal with the wolves as well.
James, what time would it be when you arrived at Garguk's?
It's about a half an hour walk.
Alright, cool.
I assume we're all going there?
Yeah,
That would be sensible.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've gotten all my stuff all prepared. Also, just want to bring it up. I'm no longer carrying the staff. I changed it back to an amulet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wrong. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, so as you approach Gargok's lair, the cave, there are two bugbears standing outside holding fairly large spears that approach you.
Could I have used a charge from my thing to make myself look like a shady guy? Like, just
Yep,
like...
yep, absolutely fine.
Must
You're-
think of just some random
yeah,
thing.
just looking like a bit of a nefarious person, yep.
Yeah. Cool, thanks.
Okay, I've totally misunderstood that. So, yeah, just to clarify, I think some of you in the chat, when you're talking to each other, are talking as your characters, and some of you are talking as each other. You might want to clarify when you're speaking in person, when you're using the chat box. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot more sense to me. I'd missed something there. Okay, anyway, so these two bugbears approach you, spears out. Here to talk to Gargok, he says in common.
Yes, we've brought the stuff.
Aye. As you are ushered inwards, three goblins stand sort of around the front, and behind that, on a sort of makeshift throne, is a goblin dressed in hideous wares. You've got sort of a bright golden cape that is clearly for somebody twice his height, a bright red mail shirt that hangs down to his knees, yes, etc. Looking really weird. He's got all sorts of different weapons on him. In all his finery, and he pipes up.
How many goblins are there?
You've got three small goblins, two got bugbears outside, and the goblin on his throne. He says, "You got a livery for me?"
Yes, indeed, my liege. And I'll go into like a kind of bow, because I'm getting in character now. Mm-hmm. My character's getting in character.
Okay.
I don't do any of that, and I just pulled out the bag.
Okay, so does the goblin on the throne, Garguk, does he look special at all?
No, just wearing very ugly clothing. Why is my camera off? Sorry, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, as the pouch is held out, a dark figure comes from behind the throne through what appears to be a crevice in the back of the cave. A drow elf steps forward and takes the bag.
And then, how far apart are all of them?
Oh,
Like,
no.
would you
6
say
to
they
8
fit
foot?
within, say, a 20-foot square.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Then I'm just gonna cast sleep on the three of them.
It is immediately counterspelled by the drow.
So
Get
the
away from
drow
the
is also within the
drow.
20 feet. Yeah,
He's
He's
just
right in front
stepped.
of us.
He's just stepped in front of the throne to take the bag.
like I completely missed something. 'cause
Yeah. So I said a dark, shadowy figure. As Val held out the bag, the dark elf stepped in front of the throne to take the bag.
Gotcha. All right.
And he looks you dead in the eye, Edward. And just bear with me a
There's a
second.
dark elf there. I wasn't gonna just like.
Yeah, just bear with me a second.
Yeah, take your time.
I just need to find out what check you need to make, what save you need to make.
He's just coming after. Why? Is he coming
No. He's not coming after you. Don't worry.
Ian and Edward are terrible at this.
He just doesn't like bald guys.
Aren't elves?
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
He's about to tell me that he's got a sponsorship by Keeps.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please, Edward.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. All right, not all of us are too
Can I try and
technology
cover
based.
actions by saying
It's an 8.
What is this
plus
treachery?
You hear a question in your mind. It appears your morals do not align with those of your party members. Are you here to cause trouble? And it's directly at you, Edward.
I'm trying to
in your
figure
mind.
out if I can reply in my mind,
Yeah,
or if
yeah.
I can only reply
It's fair to
out
say.
loud.
It's fair to say any thought you form, he is currently reading.
Okay, gotcha. That's a great question. I'm trying to figure out how to answer. Why does he think I don't align with him? What makes you think I don't? I'm a terrible person. Can't you tell by my evil mustache? I'm gonna twirl it.
The drow smiles, looks at you and says, "If you've got a problem with evil in this area, Gargok's not your problem. This foolish goblin is just a front. Were you trying to collect on a bounty?" At this point, the drow speaks to all of you and he bows deeply. And he says, "Were you hoping to collect a bounty on dear Gargok here?"
A bounty, you say? Nay, sir, nay.
Make a deception check, please, Gideon.
Didn't we just get paid double for the
You
job
did.
that we're doing?
You did. Gideon, make a deception check anyway.
Yep. Oh, that'd be a 10.
Be a 10.
Oh my god, we're all gonna die.
I have a +0, don't believe.
The drow turns,
you
a
guys are gonna
sword.
die.
A sword whips out from his sheath, and he slices off Gargok's head and chucks it to you.
Oh no!
The 3 goblins turn to him in fear, and he raises his hand, and each one of them is lit up in flames and burnt to a cinder.
Oh, God.
He turns back to you.
Get ourselves into.
He turns
I'm
back to you.
just drop my accent and say, okay, listen, we really needed him alive.
He turns back to you and he says,
We didn't really need him alive.
"You're the last Asimar, right? Seen the posters. Cool guy. Nice disguise you've got there, by the way."
Insight.
Wait, how?
You should see how he
Tried
normally
too
dresses.
hard.
He looks a lot.
Let's
a lot
just-
more like a man.
Let's just say that I see into your mind, not into your body, friend. Now,
Thank you.
you want to know what's in?
Basically drop the
he
Don't look into my body.
He looks directly at Edward and he says, "You wanted to know what's in the pouch?"
Sure, yeah, I'm curious.
He opens the pouch and you see 6 gold bars, ingots.
Damn!
You would never have seen these before. And he says,
Shiny yellow things.
"As you may know, the mines are no longer accessible to the dwarves. The drow, however, we've still got access.
Ah,
We're just smuggling some goods. We are killing no one, causing no trouble." And he turns to
That's
Glacius.
why I love drows. They're so freaking cool. Anyway, sorry.
He turns to Glacius and he says, "Got some problems with Baylor, haven't you?
Yes.
It is in my interests to see Baylor fall. Would you like his location?"
I would love his location.
And he takes out a map and he draws a small pencil mark. This pencil mark is shortly outside the dwarven town that is to your north, Thraxton. And it's fair to say it's about a 2-day trip. He turns to you again and he says, "Anything else that Kamlar can be of service with?"
The Winter Wolves.
you said his name was Caviar?
I wish his name was Caviar.
Delicious.
This badass elf drow.
Caviar! I wish. Let's change his name.
Killed a goblin.
Let's change his name. Do you know what? He's now called Caviar. I'm changing it straight up there. That's beautiful. I'll never forget that.
It makes sense too, because he's kind of fishy.
Yeah, beautiful. He says, "You're after the Winter Wolves, are you?" Well, do you know what? They have been causing hell. I was flipping this stupid goblin here, and he points to the body that's sitting on the throne, still in perfect poise, with no head. And this stupid idiot here decided to make a deal with Carvier to have his wolves harass the town. I think he thinks of himself as some kind of outlaw, but honestly, that's part of the reason I've just got rid of him. We no longer need the front. It's the last of our deliveries, and although Azlaki will stay in town, the rest of us are going to make ourselves scarce. Let's just say that you may wish to make your deals quickly if you're making them with Aslaki. He's likely to leave relatively soon. But as for the winter wolves, they shouldn't be too difficult to track. And he gestures towards the back of the cave, and through the crevice you see a small den where there are wolves sleeping. He says, I'll head out, but you shouldn't find them too much trouble.
Well, let's do the right thing. Let's go kill some puppies.
Oh,
Let's not kill puppies. Let me talk to them first.
We get paid by their
as you
eyes.
look through, they are sleeping.
Was that it wasn't supposed to be attached to them?
Yes. As you look through, they are sleeping. As you look to where Caviar was, he's no longer present.
Man, I love this guy.
Magic.
Yeah, this guy's
Art in
awesome.
the wind.
I'm glad you like him. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The first thing you said, DM, when you were talking about how he's the goblin's sitting on the throne, still perfectly poised. I immediately thought of the Last Jedi, with Snoke's and
Yep.
body just still there.
That's the image I had. That's the image I had in my head. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. So as you look through the crevice, the winter wolves are sleeping. The winter wolf is sleeping with. They're not puppies. There are 4 fully grown wolves sleeping in front of it. 1 winter wolf, 4 wolves.
And they've made terrible investment plans, and they invested in Dogecoin, so they deserve it.
What is
Okay, first off, what's your alignment?
My alignment's good. I've been the only one questioning the evil act.
By the way, are you
Gideon?
are you aware that winter wolves are chaotic evil?
Yeah,
They are pure evil.
Oh, okay.
They're not pretty little timber wolves. These are full-on evil bastards. Just a heads up.
I'll be like, okay, let's kill these guys then.
Animals.
Wait, hold on.
I was
To
just
be
thinking
fair,
you were
they
thinking about the
doing-
reward.
One at a time. Yeah.
To be fair, they were doing fine before the goblin convinced them to attack the town. Apparently, they had 15 years of nothing bad.
Yes, but no, he didn't. He didn't necessarily that. Good Forester Hagen has offered you an extra 500 gold pieces to kill these.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, let's kill these guys then. And
Fuck it.
If Edward shares this knowledge, it's not just my character going, oh, let's get the money. It's because these things are chaotic evil.
Yeah, definitely. You would know this.
What's
Okay,
chaotic evil?
Okay, do you? Yep, Val?
He said that there's 4.
There are 4 wolves overall. One large-looking winter wolf and 3 lesser-looking winter wolves around her.
I mean, we're missing one.
Val, this is a bit of an out of character.
No, he said there were 4 or 5. He wasn't sure.
Yeah, when it comes to counting fingers, they can get a little confused. Val, do you have silence? Is that a spell you know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I
Because
can
if we
check.
just cast silence over them, then we could probably just kill them without them ever waking up.
It's fair to say you might be able to sneak up on them in their sleep.
I kind of want to fight.
Oh my
Do
god.
too.
Okay.
But I've learned that if you fight them while they're unconscious, it works much better.
That's not really a
That's
heroic
just
thing
a
to do.
killing.
Let's reflect on the fact that you guys are level 3 and not the most experienced of adventurers and probably never fought white wolves, and maybe you just want to head through the crevice and bash some shit.
There's
Yeah,
4
that's
of
kind
them.
of the feel.
And 4
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah. And I can run faster than you guys, so I think we're in for a good time.
Alright. There's 4 of us, 4 of them. Everyone takes 1.
Okay, roll initiative, please.
I have a backliner. I'll help you. I'll take them.
Isn't this a surprise?
I will not be in the front, however.
Even if there's a surprise
I'll be
round, we
in
still have to roll initiative.
Okay,
Alright.
roll initiative, please.
Yeah,
That's
I'm trying
one
to
step
figure
at a
out how to
time.
do that.
Yep. It's the one that says initiative up the top.
Uh,
What,
think I rolled a 15.
Okay, just hold your rolls for 2 seconds, please. I'm just going to place some wolves on the map for you. Over here, please. No, we do not need one of those. We need one of those. And then, for the purpose of combat, by the way, he who is in the top left will always be number 1. Number 2 will be below him. Number 3 will be top right. And number 4 will be bottom right. And I don't know why you have managed to leap into combat, Gideon, but come back, please. Okay, Val, your initiative score, please.
7.
Glacius.
20.
All right, show off. Edward
16.
and Gideon.
19.
Okay. Glacius,
Not good at the +1.
you're up.
34. Can I get in a position to where I can use my breath weapon and hit all of them? I don't know if I can.
What damage type is your breath weapon?
Cold.
These are winter wolves. Are you sure you wish to do that?
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm just gonna go into a rage, and then I'm just gonna...
Mate, you're a barbarian in your first battle. If I was you, I'd go, "Arr!" and hit some shit.
Yeah. Alright.
Good plan.
I anger that your company got captured on these guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna
Rage
run up and hit him.
bash.
straight out.
Are you hitting one of the smallers or the large one?
I think I'm just gonna hit the larger one.
Okay.
idea.
Roll to hit, please.
If they're sleeping, would that be advantage on the roll because they're prone and it's a melee hit? And then
Kind of. Just bear with me. He's rolled to hit. That's absolutely fine. And roll for damage.
Hell yeah. Wow. Hold on, wait.
Was that a good wow?
Yeah, I just maxed out on damage.
Okay, congratulations. What is that by number?
I rolled a 12 plus 4 for 16, but I'm checking, and plus 2 because of rate 18.
Wait, no, that's plus 2 to hit, is it not?
Plus 2 to melee damage with strength weapons.
Oops. No. Goodbye.
And I have advantage on strength checks and throws. But that's it. That's all it says.
Okay. Yep, that works. So yep, that is 18 damage.
did that immediately automatically add your rage damage?
No, he just added it manually at the end. Yeah. So as you spin around and swing your axe into the side of his neck, a huge bloody mark appears all the way down the side of his neck. It's fair to say the wolf sort of kind of opens its mouth and it's awake, and it's staring daggers at you. It's
I hope it's awake.
it's pretty unhappy with you right now. But yeah. Okay, and that brings us to, given that your bonus action was your raging, Gideon.
Okay, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the larger guy.
Okay, roll to hit, please.
Actually, should I hit the large guy or one of the others, guys?
I got the big guy.
I recommend concentrating damage on a single target because it doesn't matter if they have 1 health or full health; they
Good
still
idea.
do the same amount of damage.
All right, I'm gonna roll for Guiding Bolt upcasted. That is a 21.
That hits. Roll for damage, please.
5d6 coming his way. That'll be a 21 radiant damage.
Yep, it's fair to say that as the glow of your radiant damage hits it, the wolf is highly unhappy, and it almost trembles in your sight. You said it was 21 damage.
Yep, I'm imagining like I just like summon a bolt, like a small globe of radiant energy, and send it flying at it at high speeds. And as I like cast it, my eyes glow slightly golden.
Nice. As your bolt thunders into the wolf is knocked back prone, and that leads us. Are you taking any bonus action, Gideon?
Can I take any bonus actions that would benefit the
You can do nothing. You can cast Healing Word, Sanctuary, or Spirit, or that's it.
Yeah. What checks you want to do? Hang on, let me.
It adds 2
It's
AC
harmful
and a radiant.
spells or attacks.
You've got no harmful spells or attacks on your turn. You can move your spiritual weapon had you already casted it, but that is about it.
No, I'm not gonna cast spiritual weapon just yet.
Well, you can't at this moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
not my. Yeah, no.
2 spells, 1
Next
turn.
round
No.
I will. Next round I will.
Yep. So that leads us on to Edward. As you look at the wolf, it is prone, and there is blood pouring out of one side of its neck, and a big bolt of sort of burnt mark in its arm. It is clearly bloodied.
Please call me by my combat name, Handsome. I will.
No.
I'm gonna cast Bless on the party.
Okay.
So just everyone adds a D4 to all of your D20 rolls.
I probably should have done that because I'm the support.
Well, no, I think there's a bit of both going on there.
I think
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
the
also
big wolf
playing
is
support.
bigger. But
Okay, and that leads us on to Val.
And then I'm.
Oh, sorry, you got a
backwards.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
You're just going to take a few steps back, are you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get, a good 15, 20 feet away from the combat.
As you step backwards...
You got some strange words for intelligent.
As you step backwards, you notice 2 bugbears charging in behind you.
Oh, god damn it.
That's what you get for backing up.
You say, while blessed by my spell?
I didn't ask that.
Sorry.
That leads us to Val.
Okay, first of all, I cast Firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural 1, total 7.
To... Who are you attacking?
A big guy.
Big Wolf? It's 2 rolls. A roll advantage, it's prone.
Oh. Yay.
Lucky me.
20 total.
Yep, that hits. Roll for damage for me.
And can I cast Blade Ward as a bonus action?
Maybe?
This is one action.
No. You can. Your bonus actions are Misty Step and Shadow Blade. Is that correct? Yes, it's correct.
Okay, then I'll cast Shadow Blade.
I'm sorry. What were you trying to use as your bonus action? Was that Blade Song?
No, I was to say Blade Ward.
No, Blade Song you could use as a bonus action. That's part of your blade singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that instead. Blade Song.
So yeah, bear in mind that's +4 to your AC. Okay.
Really high AC.
As we sort of return back to Glacius' turn, the 2 bugbears that walk in behind you, 2 purple blades, ethereal, appear through their back of their throats, and they fall dead behind you. A voice goes into the room, and you hear Caviar speaking, and he says, "Didn't want you to get too surprised." Glacius, your turn.
Dang.
Arr. That's what I expect from my barbarian. Arr!
Arr, me bucko, I'm here to collect me debts.
Never go full pirate.
Sorry, let's hear from Glacius.
I'm gonna use reckless attack, and I'm gonna go into the big one again.
Okay.
So I get advantage on it, but then all enemies get advantage on attacking me.
Yeah, that's fine. Swing away.
I didn't.
Yep, that hits.
Alright, so then...
I'm assuming that was a surprise round.
16.
It was a surprise round, yes. Yep, okay. As your axe thunders into the top of the Winterwolf's head, it is clearly very hurt. It reaches...
Remember to add the D4.
We did.
I didn't...
The D4 is to the hit, so I added it. Yep, and the wolf reaches up to bite at you. What is your AC? Reaches up to bite at you, but it misses. And it, that is it. It reaches up to bite at you and it misses. And that leads us to Gideon.
Okay. Okay, no one's took any damage, so I can get away with this. Oh, I forgot to mark off the spell.
Mace to the face.
I'm gonna take spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Summon that. It appears in a gigantic golden and ethereal longsword hovering over my head.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I added the quirk. Every time he casts spiritual weapon, he says the light of Lathander shines on the unholy darkness that plagues these lands.
Nice.
That's kind of like a little prayer.
That's the verbal somatic then, or verbal combo.
Yes, indeed. He is going to control it with his bonus action to swing down at Big Boy.
Okay, roll for hit, please.
And don't forget to add your D4.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I tend to just add it myself when it's a bless.
Yeah.
I know, but half the fun of me...
Yeah, casting it is them adding it, yes.
True.
Yeah, well, it's
18?
me just bringing it up every 5 seconds.
18 hits.
Guys, remember D4s.
It hits. Roll for damage for me, please.
Oh my god, he's dealt 12 damage.
He dies. Your sword plunders down and cuts into the back of his throat. Instead of cutting his head off, using your quick reactions, you decide to reverse the swing of the blade as it reaches into the neck and instead slice down its back, starting the skinning process.
As that happens, I press my hands together and say, "May Lathander be kind to you."
And does that conclude your turn, Gideon?
Yeah, that is the end of my turn. So,
Okay.
favor.
The front elf? Yes, sure. You've just been attacked by an elf duck.
From the ceiling and throws a dagger.
The front wolf charges at Gideon, and it attempts to bite you.
Wait, hang on. Almost forgot.
That
It's
hit.
not 13. I re-equipped it, so it's 20.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're getting hit.
Oh, is it over 20?
Yes, it was a nat. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You take six piercing damage. Make a strength saving throw, please, and add +4.
Damage and then strength saving throw. Mm-hmm. Okay. Strength saving throw. That'll be a 4.
+4. You are knocked prone.
Oh god.
Okay.
Did you remember to add the D4 to that saving throw, or?
Yep.
Yep, he's still knocked prone.
It was a 4.
It was a 4, and that. I think his strength is pretty low. So
Yeah, it's 11. No, 15.
yeah, so you rolled a 2. Good job, dude. Edward, that leads us to you.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Sorry, you got me right as I went to yawn.
That's all right.
Pass out over there.
No, I'm good. I just, sometimes you gotta yawn. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta assert dominance, and nobody else is
Just
gonna do
assert
it. So.
dominance by yawning.
Okay, take your turn, Edward.
So I'm gonna use Firebolt on E1.
Yep.
4 Firebolt to E1. So I will roll that. I think this is how I do that. That is a nat 1.
Amazing. That actually hits. that hits.
7 hits. There we
Yep.
go. All right, and then I roll for damage.
How?
Which is 5. That's 5 damage.
Okay. Your smoldering bolt fires into the side of its neck. It is possible to miss. You just need to roll 1 lower, sir.
That's what I'm saying. For me, it is.
Oh, you rolled a 1? Yeah, fantastic. Yep, so that leaves a smouldering mark on the side of the winter wolf, but it is slightly unfazed.
Yeah. And I'm going to back up another about 20 feet.
And who should you bump into but Hagen?
Hagen!
Hagen comes charging in and rushes up to the first wolf and swings his axe down upon it. And he says, as he walks in, he goes, "I saw the mess you left in the front door. Great work, guys!" And he swings his axe down at the first wolf, decimating it into small pieces. And that leads us to Val.
He does that. I say, "Thank you, Hagen."
That leads us to Val.
Okay, for my bonus action, I'm just gonna cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna run up to nearest. I have 40 feet.
That's fine.
of movement.
You're about 8 foot away. It's fair to say you could probably do a lap and then attack.
He's the one, but I'm pretty sure I provoke an attack of opportunity, isn't it?
Maybe if you could far enough away. So where would you like to be, Val?
Next to E3, not on that side, the other side.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And then I hit it with my Shadow Blade. So.
Beautiful. Roll to hit.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
That's right.
That's my damage. Shadow Blade. You for Shadow Blade, I need to roll for my dagger, right? To hit with my dagger, and then I roll for damage on the Shadow Blade.
You just it's I believe it's a. It doesn't give you any plus to hit, so it's just a standard melee hit. So yes, it's a simple melee weapon, so just roll with your dagger. I don't actually think you can possibly miss. So yes, that hits. And then roll for damage.
Add the defense, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
10.
Is that possible?
Is what possible?
For you to roll 10?
It says 4 plus 6. 2d8s.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought that was added to the damage of your weapon. That is the weapon's damage. Right, okay. That makes so much more sense. Yeah, I did think it was a bit of a strong spell for level 1. Okay, yep, that hits. That damages, and it leaves the wolf knocked prone, bleeding profusely from its neck, lying on its back. The enemy 2 wolf is furious at this and charges up.
Cave considered dim light?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It is fair to say that it is well lit by the torches of the goblins. And this goblin goes to bite you, Val.
Goblin?
Goblin, yes, the goblin tries to bite you, but it doesn't matter what it is. It has failed miserably. I think it's just bitten the floor.
That's a nice mouthful of
that is a 4 to hit with its plus to hit. That is absolutely immense. It is literally swallowing rock right now. And that brings us back to Glacius.
I'm gonna charge E2, and then I'm just gonna reckless attack, swing.
Arrgh! Yep. Swing away.
Yeah.
That hits. That definitely hits.
Oh, dang.
Oh! You just chopped his head off. Just straight up. Just... done. Like you were chopping wood. It's just dead on the floor. And that leads us to Gideon. There is one prone, dying wolf.
I'm gonna take pity on it and use spiritual weapon to end its suffering quickly.
Oh, lovely. Your golden sword descends upon it, and yeah, and just straight through the neck. Done. Mercy strike.
You're using your action to pity the beast. Your bonus action.
And I'm gonna say, may Lathander be kindful to you.
Beautiful. There are 4 wolves lying dead at your feet. That concludes the battle. Battle over. And with that, you level up. However, you may wish to save that until the end of the session.
Yeah.
But congratulations on your first ding since we started the campaign. Your party members will be compensated appropriately. And yeah, we find ourselves standing there with Hagen, who sort of turns to you and goes, "Good fight. Good fight. I heard you might be coming up to the cave. I thought I might come and lend a hand." And with that, he takes out a dagger and he begins skinning the wolves for you.
DM.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I just remembered. I was prone. Could I use my action to get up?
Sure, why not?
And then use the bonus action to...
Do you actually need to get up to use your spiritual weapon? Probably not.
I think I don't think it specifies, but I feel like it makes sense, right?
Well,
if you're lying on your back, you can move it with your mind. Yeah.
True. Even still.
And it's only half your movement to stand up, so...
Oh, okay. I thought it was an action for some reason. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, ignoring a blatant rule. Sorry.
No, you get...
Jamel, thanks so much for that. I didn't realize I turned the volume down during the break. Don't worry, the YouTube editor will kill me. Shout out to Wilson's, by the way.
Editors were like watching the stream with a knife in hand.
For fuck's sake!
God damn
if he was watching it, he would have corrected me by now. But yeah, so he's skinning the wolves for you, and he tosses you, Glacius. He tosses you a pouch containing 500 rubles and says, "That's for taking out Kavir." And then you can see he's sort of holding the winter wolf in his arm. And he's sort of musing to himself. He's been a worthy foe for so many years. Glad I'll be to see the back of you, but I'll miss you, friend. And then he hands you the cloaks one by one, the pelts as such. And he says, I'll be able to get that wood to Belgar now. Finally.
There's been a little...
Rock and roll.
There's been several issues in town with that.
Maybe yes. I understand that the chain of work has been held up. so hopefully we can get that fixed. If you head to Belgar in the next couple of hours, he might have a delivery for you. Should you wish to cash in. And then he walks over to some rocks at the back of the room, and he starts scraping off the luminous moss. And he nods over to you and he says, to Glacius, and he says, bit of a forester yourself, you not?
Yes, a bit.
Do you know this herb?
I don't know. Let me check.
As you go over, make a nature check, please.
16.
This is phosphorant moss. You are aware of it. So yeah, if you say yes, he would then reply, I don't know if you know, but Virgil, the recruiter for the Furian Guard, is looking for as much of this as he can get his hands on. He's paying quite well. And he passes it up to you and he says, I've already got some back at home, but if you want to take some of this to Virgil, it might set you in good stead to make some friends. I believe he's collecting it for some magey thing.
Of course. Then
he nods to you. He pops his axe on the back of him, and he nods again and heads out, jumping on his horse as he gets outside and riding off.
All right.
We just finished like half the quest we had to do.
I know, right?
Yeah, we completed a few of them.
Yeah, the DM's like,
There's still, I mean, I'm looking at the list right now. There's still quite a few.
Is the goblin head still there?
A lot of the quests.
Yes, you would be able to pick up the goblin head on your way out.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, if you guys want, we can just keep everything in the bag of holding.
Wait, what bag of holding?
Are we looting the bodies? Are we looting the bodies?
Yeah,
Yes.
Looting the bodies.
In
Yes,
future,
loot the bodies.
always tell me you're looting the bodies. There is always something on the bodies. Loot the damn bodies. So, on the two bugbears, you have two regular spears and 2 standard potions of healing.
I'll take the potions of healing.
For now, if you just want to write these down, you can divvy them out between you at the end of session. As you go over the still sitting body of Garguk the goblin, you find 100 rubles. You find a potion you do not recognize. You find a dagger you find a dagger you do not recognize. And two standard daggers.
I'll leave those daggers for someone else to pick up.
Okay. The 3 goblins all are carrying 1 standard simple dagger each, and nothing else of any mention. Although, Val, make an investigation check for me.
Yep. By the way, I handed the potion to Edward and the strange dagger to Val. Just
okay. Sorry, Val. What was that?
23.
23. You notice stitched upon each goblin's clothing, and the bugbears, and even Garguk himself, is a strange emblem that you don't recognize, but you see it as some form of mark that isn't relative to goblins. It appears to be the mark of someone else. This might be of use later on, so you might wish to pocket it.
Wait, a dagger? Sorry, was that a dagger?
No, it's a small patch on each of them. So let's say you cut one free, which has sort of an emblem, a marking, a crest in it.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, my internet just cut off for a second.
Oh, that's fine. As you receive these items, who received the potion?
I gave the strange potion to Edward and the strange dagger to Val. I took the 2 heal pots, and I divvy the gold amongst the party.
Okay.
Putting enough for the ones missing.
Yeah, we can deal with the split afterwards. Edward, would you like to make an Arcana check for me, please?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to even add strange potion as an item.
No, you don't. You don't add it until it's identified.
That's an interesting software.
You just take a note.
I will make an Arcana check. Yeah, that's a 20.
Oh, okay. That's a potion of climbing.
A potion of what?
Climbing.
Yeah,
climbing.
It's really good. It's really good if you work in the corporate environment. Helps you get promoted faster.
Yes. You should hand that off to a businessman and make some good cash. Anyway.
I cast identify on the dagger?
Okay, this is a dagger of venom.
That would be handy for you.
Yes.
Who took the 2 healing potions?
I did.
All right.
I can hand one off to someone else if they want.
At this point, it is now approximately 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then how much money did get divvied up between us? We haven't
600 rubles. 600 rubles. But if you just hold on to it, I've made a note of it. It's fine.
So
Okay,
would
and
it just be 100 per person?
Pretty much, yes.
And then there was like what, 5 or 4 standard daggers, normal daggers.
Yep, full standard normal daggers. 5. You are correct. 5. Yes.
Okay, 5
5 daggers,
and
2 spears. Yeah, don't worry too much about this. We can discuss this in debrief. For now, I think, is it fair to say that you're likely to be headed back to town to a particular place?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of quests to turn in. So we have 2 quests at the tavern to turn in, the Winter Wolves and Garguk the Goblin. And then we have what I'm going to just refer to as the Go Around Town quest, which is ready to complete. So you got to go to...
It's fair to say that at 7 p.m. most of the businesses will be closed. You may need to do that in the morning.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that was the third one as the person who's keeping the notes. So yeah, back to the tavern for now, and then probably get some sleep, and then turn in our stuff.
Let's get yourselves back to the tavern. As you all return to the tavern, you open the door, and as you look up to the bounty board on the left-hand side, you see 2 new bounties have been placed.
Aw, we have bounties on us now.
Hey, phone me. The first one says Liana, Liana. And then smuggler, question mark.
Interesting. Let's turn on our current quests before we go on to new ones.
Just to let you know what's on the board, and the second one says giant near town.
Oh, of course.
Let's save that. When are we ending?
In about 4 minutes.
Now.
4 minutes, cool. Because that would be an interesting thing for next time. You know,
it's just worth taking note of.
Cool.
The bounty board is replenished. As you enter in, it is quite clear you are carrying winter pelts and wolf pelts and a head of the goblin. So, did you put those in the bag of holding? I suppose you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I assume.
So Griselda greets you. Griselda greets you and says, "Yes, Edward has one."
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Griselda greets you and says, "I have dinner ready in 5 if you like. Why don't you take a seat, and we shall end." Right there. So let's say that in that moment you then exchange all bounty materials, granting you a total of 1,000 rubles, I believe.
1,000 each?
No.
Okay, let's get all the money, then divide it.
So we will do the division after stream, but for now, I would like to ask you who your MVP was, and we will come first to Glacius.
MVP, I would have to say...
Being any sort of object, inanimate thing, random moment,
The fake, shady acting that... what was it? That Gideon did when we met the fake goblin king.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, thank you.
Speaking of him, Gideon, who is your MVP for the day?
I'm gonna have to say, Caviar just freaking dispatching the entire goblin clan.
We like
so
Caviar.
Cool to me.
Good.
Yeah, I think Caviar is gonna be the pet NPC now.
Cool. Val, your MVP?
Same as Caviar.
Yeah, and Edward.
I thought the shopkeep or the fan club that exists for our movie star
Oh yeah.
is funny.
The OnlyFans.
Funny plot point.
I like it. My personal MVP for the day was nearly Glacius's Frost Breath on 4 Winter Wolves, but unfortunately he didn't end up using it. So I think I'm going to give it to Gideon's shady acting.
Oh, thank you.
Or Val's questionable interest in having her father killed by an assassin. That was quite pleasing too. And yeah, we shall end there. I am going to raid. I will resume with you guys in a moment, so if you'd like to say goodbye. Thank you very much for playing.
Bye, chat.
Thank you.